Summon Sign is brought to you by you. If you want to learn how to support our show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 107 of Summon Sign, Last Stand Media's weekly in-depth game discussion podcast. I am your host, as always, Brad Ellis, and joining me, I got the guy, the homie, however you want to call him, Mr. Lord Cognito, or, been hearing on the streets? Maybe a little Cog Howard?
You have heard correctly. Yeah, apparently I've been defending God Howard a little too much for some, and yeah. That was a fun debate. So someone in the chat was like, you know what? That's Cog Howard. That was a fun discussion too. Yeah. It was about whether or not. Actually, I want to ask you real quick, like whether or not, if someone is a steward of a franchise, like you're a Kojima guy. Like
yeah.
So you know what he's known for. And if something you love is taking too long, the question I have for you, Brad, is are you comfortable with someone saying, hey, take it away from the legend for a little bit and give it to another team so that they can make this thing that you want?
It's tough, Cog, because how integral, I don't know, so you can tell me how integral is Todd Howard to the development of like Elder Scrolls. Like, is he writing it? Is he coming up with lore? Is he like hands-on with, I don't know. I have no idea what his role is. I know he's like the guy with Elder Scrolls, so he's obviously very important, but
no, I'm sorry, please finish. I'm sorry.
For 6, honestly, yes. I would like for Todd to be there. And I don't think it's necessarily just Todd's fault or anything like that. I'm sure there's plenty to blame. Todd does have a certain kind of vibe and energy he brings to the game, which I think is really cool. And I like that. Even though I love making fun of Todd Howard, I do respect him a lot. But for Elder Scrolls, I mean, Starfield is only a couple years old. You know what I mean? So when you picture it like that, it doesn't seem that bad. They just announced the game way too early.
Yeah.
Like Starfield's like, what, 2 years old or something?
Yeah, I think so.
Maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
So it's like, if Elder Scrolls comes out in, let's say 4 or 5 years, that sounds kind of on track to me.
Okay.
I understand the gap between Skyrim and whatever. Like, I understand that, but it's like, he's doing stuff, I guess.
Yeah. You got a hit TV show. You got, this Fallout thing that starting to get popular,
I feel like, I feel like someone could do something still pretty good. Like, even if Todd is just more in a producer role, like he was for Indiana Jones, which I really liked a lot.
Yeah.
I think it'd be okay. I think he can take a step back from Elder Scrolls, since there is so many, I guess, people behind it necessarily. But I mean, I still want Todd there, but I'm okay with him taking a backseat. So with Kojima, it's really weird, Cog, because like they all are Kojima. The writing, the gameplay design, all of that is Kojima. Like 100%. All of that. It's all from his mind. And I'm not trying to discredit Todd or anything like that.
No,
but
you keep it in. Yeah.
I think there's people that could fill the void,
Okay. So you on the office? All right. This is good. This is good to know. I was curious about it because I guess, like I said, I think for me, my comfortability is like, okay, if it's a spinoff, something in the universe, I'm cool with that. But I guess for me, I think I'll say I draw the line, but I guess for me, it's like when something's like the mainline franchise that someone's responsible for, I struggle with like saying pull them off. But I get it in reference to, it is a long gap between these games, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I get it.
It's like with Mario and Zelda, Shigeru Miyamoto created them, but he's taken steps back over the years. He's not necessarily directing every game and stuff like that. He's more in a producer role for a lot of these things. Of course, he's still involved, which I think Todd could still be, but he doesn't need to be like the director, the main guy for the entire game. But
fair enough.
I don't know. It's tough, Cog, because there is a time when you need to, pass the torch to someone else. Always knew. Kojima tried that. It didn't work out so well. He wasn't very happy with Metal Gear when it was rising.
Random question now that we down this tangent. I always want to ask you this because you did kind of Kojima. Were you a Metal Gear Acid player? From
No, I didn't play Acid actually.
Okay.
I never owned a PSP. I borrowed my friends to play like some essential games for me, but I never owned one. And when I found out it wasn't canon, I was like, eh.
You like, okay, I got you. I was curious. I might have to hit Colin. I need some like Metal Gear Acid lore because I somehow went down that rabbit hole.
Oh, really?
Then. Yeah, and I got into it. And I got that, and I got 2, and so I was just curious, his involvement, if any. But I got to speak to some people who played it. It's kind of like an obscure little PSP game.
Yeah, it has like card stuff in it.
Yeah, right? that's what I first played. A card kind of game it wasn't like a traditional card game, but you know what I'm saying? Like a variant of a card game.
Yeah. So I don't know. I've always been curious about them, Cog, but just the fact that they're non-canon has kind of made it not as important to me. Because I'm like, well, you're not even bothering to put a canon. How important is it to you? Kind of thing like that. Maybe I'm just looking too much into it, but we'll see. But yeah, man, you bring up God Howard and he's done a lot of great stuff, but Starfield wasn't it for me, but I'm not counting the man out. Did a great job with Indiana Jones. I really loved that game. Awesome shit. So he's still cooking. But I get the wait. I understand the frustration waiting for Elder Scrolls. I totally get it to everybody out there. Poor Maddie. Maddie, all of his things. His Knights of the Old Republic's not happening. Like it seems like forever. The remake. Well, he's getting that new one, but that one's like 5 years away. So there we go with that. But
he's happy, so we got to keep him in that pocket right there.
He's happy. What did Casey Hudson say? Oh, it'll be done by 2030. It's like, I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm not buying it yet. I would love to be buying it. I ain't buying it yet, though. So
I respect it.
We'll see. Cog, this is very great that you brought up Todd Howard because we're going to talk about Xbox in a second because I want to know what you think about the upcoming showcase, all that stuff.
Nice.
Before we do that, though, please check us out on patreon.com/laststandmedia. If you would like to support us, you can get early ad-free access to all of our shows, including Defining Duke, our Xbox podcast that Cog and Maddie host. Always fun over there, so please check that out. Also, if you want some merch, go to laststandmedia.store. You can get some, I don't know if we have Health is Wealth still shirts, but that's a Duke slogan for sure.
Yeah, that might have been a limited run. I know we had little tags to the shirt and stuff like that. So I'm not sure. I got to speak to Mama Mike and see if that's still going on. But I believe it was a limited run.
Yeah, because that's not even a slogan, I guess. That's a way of life for you guys, which is, the right way to live, man. But I think there's a Duke shirt. Yeah, there's a Defining Duke shirt, though, at least. There is a Health is Wealth normal T-shirt, it looks like right now on the site. Okay, so there you go. You got 2 up there. You got some stickers. You got of course... Wait, where is it? Do we have the... Dude, is the Smug Maddie sticker going?
Smug Maddie's going?
No. That's the best sticker we have.
That's the best one.
Like, I would make that our logo over the moon, if possible. It is an all-time classic, so...
It is a classic.
It is so good, man. All right, Cog. Yes, next Thursday, from when you and me are recording this, there is the Xbox. What is it called? Developer Direct. Is that what it's called? Yes, Developer Direct. So we know about a couple things there. We're gonna see Fable. I'm very excited about that. That's like my big Xbox game where I'm like, let's go, baby, let's go. I want that shit. I like Fable 1 and 2 a lot, so I'm here for it big time.
Okay.
We also have, what was it? It's Forza, of course. Horizon 6 is going to be there, which is, I think sounds really cool. Very nice. Good stuff. And there's also the Game Freak game. Why can't I think of what it's called off the top of my head?
Beast of Reincarnation.
Beast of Reincarnation. Yeah, this is very exciting. So in case anyone doesn't know, Game Freak is the developer who makes Pokemon. Those Pokemon
you got to
games.
school me. Yeah. Talk to me.
And of course, Pokemon, people love making fun of those visuals, those performance of those games for good reason, because they are subpar. But I want to see how they're flexing on a more modern hardware, I suppose, even though Switch 2 is. But you guys know what I mean. More powerful hardware, I should say. And if they got the chops for this, I'm curious to see how it turns out. What we saw a while ago, the concept of it seems interesting to me. So I'm keen to see that. Is that going to be a Game Pass game then? Day one?
I'm not sure. This is a good question. I am not sure. There's been no indicator either way. I don't know. Because the vibe of the game, from my understanding, is it like kind of like a multiplayer game or something, right?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Let me. I got the. Yeah, I got the Xbox Wire poster on me right now. So it says, delve into Game Freak's intense one dog action RPG.
Okay.
For the first time, Game Freak revealed details of our protagonist Emma's innovative plant manipulation actions and gameplay with her canine companion, Cool. So action RPG.
Okay, that sounds cool to me, man. That's as like you like to say, the Sony one and done. Maybe they're getting their own version of that right now. I mean, it's not first party, but still, it's good to capitalize on and market if they can get the marketing rights for it. Game Pass, of course, it's a big win. Yeah. But there are rumors about a fourth game being here, Cog, and maybe a couple other ones. Who knows? Smaller things like that. Where's your head at, man? What are you thinking? I have a couple ideas, but I want to hear what you think first.
Now, in reference to the secret game, is your first question?
Yeah, just secret game.
So I'm hearing Double Fine's name keep coming up.
Okay.
So I'm hearing that. I'm hearing something internally that they're excited about. I don't know if it's something I keep hearing, like Clay Fighters or something with you.
Clay Fighter, whoa.
Something in that vein and clay fighting or something like that. And internally they're excited. I don't know if it's a multiplayer component. There's still sketchy details. I was speaking to Jez. We had Jez on ILP, a week ago, and he was kind of alluding, and then he put an article out in reference to that. So the over under is kind of like Double Fine's ready to show something, so I'm curious about that. And then, I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a little, stealth drop, that they know, because again,
stealth drop there. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised, because generally the format tends to be a 4-game focus, sometimes with an extra little game, that says, hey, it's out now, kind of thing. Yeah. So that's what I'm going. But the meat and potatoes of it is clearly, Fable, which you mentioned earlier, obviously Playground, huge Forza Horizon, stuff like that. But as far as the secret stuff, that's all I'm hearing. Anything else? I don't know.
Okay,
but I must admit, like, developer directors starting to become one of my favorite events.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Period. Yeah.
Yeah, last year was good. Got Ninja Gaiden Black too, which was really sweet right then. Do you know, or have they said, or the rumors, whatever the streets are saying, if it's the secret game is first party?
Outside of the Double Fine, no. They've kept this thing under wraps. This has been one of those that we didn't really get much info on this one, man.
Yeah, I got one prediction.
What you got?
I think it might be Persona. Something with Persona. Whether it's 4 remake, which we know exists and they've shown it, or some tease of 6, I don't know. But Xbox in the past has loved to get cozy with Atlas. They love to market Atlas games. Persona 3 Reload was on Game Pass. They had the marketing rights for Metaphor, I believe.
Yeah, yes.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they try to keep that relationship going. I think this is Persona's 20th, 5th, or 30th anniversary this year, something like that.
Okay.
So there is an anniversary for them. So they've been teasing Persona 6 for a while, talking about it. I'm not saying it'll be Persona 6, but I think there is a chance it could be a Persona thing or something with Atlas in general, which, yes, sir.
Hey,
I mean, right
all
up
for that.
For that kind of stuff. But I also saw something very interesting, Cog, before we started recording.
Talk to me.
Ninja Theory's Project Mara shelved. Hellblade 3 is studio's next game. This is on the Reddit gaming leaks and rumors.
Okay.
Ninja Theory's experimental horror project Project Mara is no longer in active development, with the studio instead focusing on Hellblade 3 as its next title, according to Jez Corden.
Jez put this the hot off the presses, Jez?
Yes, I will send you.
Please send me this.
Here, I'll send you the thread really quick so you can see this.
Yes, please.
But then it links to something else. But I just saw that and I was like, that's interesting.
Wow.
Doubling down on Hellblade, man. They really got a vision, I get. If this is true, they got a vision they want to see through to the end with this story.
Yeah,
Senua, which I respect. I wasn't a fan of 2, like Maddie and Gene, but
no, Maddie and Gene were not fans of 2.
Yeah, I didn't.
You said similar to you. Yeah, you was in that camp.
I liked the first one more at the time, but if they got a vision, I think that's really cool to follow through with it. Even though it doesn't excite me, I know people like Hellblade, so it needs a proper ending, especially how after 2 ended. You got to wrap it up.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm with you. I think, look, I'm one of the persons that, like, Yes, I liked it. It wasn't like, oh my God, the greatest thing since sliced bread. But to me, it was like a technical marvel. It was one of those type of things. But I totally get the criticism on the regression on gameplay. What's funny is Jez must have been sitting on this because the last I spoke, he had talked about how, because I'll be honest with you, I was very worried for Ninja Theory. I was very worried.
Me too, yeah. I think a lot of people were.
We knew that game did not sell. Let's just be real, right? So even when they then brought it to PlayStation, they gave it the 60 frames per second mode. And then let's be honest, as much as I like it, the game is short as hell. It was like super short. So you had all these things going for it. And the main complaint, which I have to give Gene this, was like, you know, again, regression of mechanics, the combat specifically, right? And when you look at Hellblade 1, how much more interactivity it had. So they went too on the cinematic experience, walking simulator kind of energy. So according to Jez, when I spoke to him, he said Ninja Theory had a project coming up that was more combat focused. So I'm like, okay, me and Maddie started laughing. Oh, they took the feedback. People realized like it needs to be more interactive, more combat, and bring down that you've already proven your graphical fidelity, chaps. We believe you. It's a stunning game. There's no question. So now that goes to show, okay, Hellblade 3. So Mara is interesting because they had talked about that earlier. It was kind of like a mental health kind of thing. It looked unique. We didn't know exactly what it was, but the vibe I get then is one, well, it's good. To me, this is good news. One, in the sense that Hellblade 3, Hellblade, they don't want to give up on that franchise. They still see the potential in it. They've taken the feedback. I'm okay with this. I'm okay if it's 3. And the fact that they get to live, because I'll be honest, I was worried about them. But internally, the last thing I'll say is that from a technical standpoint, and I guess they built out that whole studio in the UK. They are one of those Xbox game studios that Microsoft values because they could use their resources and help with other people as well. So that's the vibe I get from this director, and I'm happy that this is going to be greenlit. This is big news.
Yeah, and if they incorporate, like you said, a lot of the feedback, like the combat and more in depth and stuff like that, I think that could help a lot. I agree with you. They should not focus on the visuals and presentation as much. I think that's totally a fine vision to have, but it's like, okay, let's come back a little bit. Like you're saying, the game probably did not sell very well. Wasn't any buzz about it. No one seemed to really care after like 2 days. I mean, it's a very short game, so I guess, you beat it in like 2 sessions and that's it. So very interesting. I am happy to see Ninja Theory alive. I kind of wish they made a new IP though, because they had made some cool stuff. Heavenly Sword I liked back in the day.
Hell yeah.
Why can't I think of what it's called? Their game after that. It's the Journey of the West kind of game. Enslaved. That was it.
Enslaved, yeah.
Yeah. That was an interesting game, but I don't know, man. They live to fight another day though. So we shall see. But it is just a very confusing thing where everyone's like, huh?
Yeah.
Really? Okay. I mean, okay, I guess. So be it. COG with this developer direct, I was thinking about it earlier and I was like, Blizzard in my head. And I was like, Blizzard could be there. There are rumors of a new StarCraft shooter game. It's like a third-person shooter. I hope they call it StarCraft Ghost just for the laughs to bring it back, man. That'd be so funny. But also I'm like, oh, there's BlizzCon later in the year, like near the end of the year. So they might just hold all of that close to their chest. There is a WoW expansion coming out in March, so maybe they can market it there. There is a Diablo expansion coming later this year as well, but they kind of talked about it at the Game Awards, so I don't know. Blizzard might be out. I don't like.
Yeah.
Did they say Halo's going to be there?
No, I did the developer rec.
Yeah,
no, they specifically it was told to 3 games as the cops agree. It was like I said, Fable. Clearly, it's the Playground developer direct from the standpoint of Forza and Fable. And then I was surprised to see the Game Freak be the 3rd game. Yeah. But the vibe I'm getting, is that the major players were probably going to be in the showcase. So, they still got so much stuff. Obviously, the Gears E Day, the Halo, all that stuff. And then I'll find that link that Jez had an article in reference to kind of like the 2026's roadmap, as well as showing a lot of games that may now go into 2027. So we're hearing Clockwork Revolution maybe showed at the showcase, but with a 2027 release. We're hearing State of Decay 3 maybe shown at this showcase, but with a 2027 release. And then I believe two others he talked about. We talked about Ninja Theory, obviously, with that. And then it was one more. I forgot.
Certainly not Rare. They're not putting anything out.
No, nothing from Rare.
they're not putting anything out for a while.
Yeah, it's going to be a minute from them.
Yeah.
And I think that's it as far as the majors. But yeah, they've got, the one that really excited me was Arcane and Blade.
Blade, right.
And because Dinga put out a statement probably like a few weeks ago. And he was like, hey, guys, I know you've been asking. Everything's way okay. We're super excited. We can't wait to, we're going to talk more when when it's ready, but it's going great. So everybody was very happy because, again, in the state of Microsoft gaming these days, you got to check in. You got to check for signs of life. You're still working on
that. Yeah, that's fair, dude.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So Dinga was outside. So that is another one that could be at this showcase for 2027 because 2026, let's just be real, for all intents and purposes, is stacked for them.
They're gonna have a good year. It seems like. I'm happy to hear about Arcane. We lost one part of Arcane already, and it hurts.
I was I was his last interview.
You were the last one. You were the kiss. You were like the Grim Reaper. Then you're saying I bring bad Xbox news. You're killing whole studios, Cog.
Bro, Brad, that video is like our highest performing video on IOP. And then like I'm interviewing the legend Harvey Smith, and the comments are brutal. They're like, what game is he? It was Redfall. He's like, what game is he describing to Cog that is not good? Like they going in, and I'm like, oh man, it was such a thing. I want to see what happens with him, man. Where he
he's a legend, dude.
Yeah,
I would like to see him bounce back because he's made some games I really love. Like I love the Dishonored games a lot, so I was always hoping we would get 3 or like a spiritual successor, but
I know.
Alas,
I know.
Those were the Bethesda days when they had to do the live service train, when they were in trouble before they were owned by Xbox. So
yeah, that's that Wolfenstein Youngblood energy, that 76 debut energy.
Yeah, I didn't care for Youngblood, man. I didn't really care for it. I don't know, but Machine Games is making Wolfenstein 3 now.
Yes,
I kind of wish it was indie again. I was like, I was kind of hoping to be indie, but okay, fine. You got one more in the tank because, like, let's be real. You've made Wolfenstein, whatever it was called, the New Order, I think, when it came back. Then you did New Blood, the DLC for it. Then you did the New Colossus, I think it's called. Then Youngblood. Now you got another one. It's like, dude, okay, you got a lot of Wolfenstein. I mean, I guess.
I know. I mean,
Indiana Jones is pretty good.
I'm with you. Like, from what I heard internally, Lucasfilms is like, hey, when can we do another one?
Okay, good.
They were very excited about that project. So, yeah, we'll see. I guess if I had to guess, maybe why it won't be back to back is obviously we got the license situation.
Yeah,
right? You got that with the cost. I know Microsoft is generally not in that camp because I remember back in the day when it came to like, we used to be like, bro, where's our superhero games? Sony has this. And then, we would be mad at Microsoft. And internally it would be like, yeah, we're not really trying to be beholden to these, licenses. And obviously when we saw the Insomniac leaks and how much things cost, so I'm like, okay, I get it. Still no excuse. You still Microsoft, you got money. I don't hear it, but it is what it is. But I know internally they wanted to do that. In fairness to Wolfenstein guys, though, they've been really waiting.
Yeah, they have. You're right.
So
that's fair.
And the other rumor from them is Rainbow Six Siege
multiplayer.
I don't know if you saw that. I was like, interesting.
Yeah, I wonder if it'll be Wolfenstein or if it'll just be something new.
I know. I'm curious about that one.
Very
curious about.
Because they're not like on a multiplayer team, I would say. But I don't know. Multiplayer is so weird. Maybe it's just my perspective, but I feel like most time you're going to be dead and forgotten pretty fast. Most of the time. It feels like that. Maybe there's total value in it. I have no idea. These could be totally fine, but just for me personally, I'm just like, single player sounds more interesting to me, but maybe they just gotta be like, yo, multiplayer, it's a thing. We gotta have one.
I'm with you. I think it's a very saturated market. It's very, people to steal people's attention from all these things now, the arc raiders, the battlefields, all these things.
The Fortnites,
the Fortnite, it's difficult, man. Mm-hmm. Now, to their credit, they used to put these kind of multiplayer components as add-ons in some of their games, but true. We'll see. I was actually surprised by that one. You know what I'm saying? I hope it's just not a whole bunch of trend chasing and wave catching. Kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess. Sometimes you gotta do one thing to make the other. I suppose maybe it's like, if we want to make Wolfenstein 3, we gotta also do this kind of thing like that. So we'll see. But in terms of Xbox, man, I'm trying to think of anything else that could be there. Obsidian, I think they're a total cooldown right now. They just put out a bunch of stuff, so let them rest for a little bit.
We did hear Tim Kaine is back, and he's working on something. Okay, and he's vehement about it's not what you think it is. So stop asking.
It's not Fallout.
Right. So people are like, but it's something. They brought him back and he's working on something. So they're still cooking. Obsidian is so busy. They've got so much going on.
They're a busy studio. They put out a lot of stuff, dude. So I feel like they need that big breakout game, though. Do you know what I mean? They need to get on the level where people are like, oh, shit, new Obsidian game. Of course, they have a hardcore audience, but I kind of want them to be more mainstream.
I know. You sound like me with the AAA aspect of them.
It's because, there's potential with that studio. Every time I see their games, I'm like, there's something here with you guys. There's something cool about you guys, but I don't know what it is. They just haven't had that big breakout kind of moment. I guess the Outer Worlds won. I mean, let me back up. Grounded did very well, so maybe that's their kind of thing like that. But I guess from like a single player RPG stuff, people love New Vegas, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
the Outer Worlds 2, Outer Worlds people like Outer Worlds 2. I don't know how well it did. I'm not sure.
That's a good question.
But it's like, man, you guys are great, man. I just kind of want to see you do better and get bigger, more. That huge AAA, massive game, I guess.
You sound like me. What I've learned from them is that they are comfortable being AA, and that's all they want to be.
Yeah.
And it's tough because I'm with you, Brad. You're preaching. You see them and you go, you could be so much more, though. You could be one of those. And I think, honestly, when they spoke to I think they had some documentary. They were speaking about them as a studio, and Fergus Marquardt, the studio head. They realized, hey, they actually said it. They were like, in order for us to live and be alive, we are staying in the constraints of this AA kind of budget, and we know these are the games we want to make. And I'm like, all right, I get it. It allows you to exist. It allows you. Apparently, they're so efficient as far as the games is not costing as much as these AAA games that they're able to pump them out. But I'm with you. I was hoping when they came to Xbox Game Studios that what I'm learning is whoever you were prior, you're going to remain for the most part. That's what I'm learning. So if you came in AAA prior, ABK, you're going to stay AAA. If you came in AA, same thing with Double Fine. I'm like, man, it'd be so cool if we get a big bombastic Double Fine game from a AAA. Nah, fam. They're staying in this kind of pseudo AA indie, and that's what it is. And it's just I get it. Provided that that's what they want to do. But there's always the Brad in me was like, man, I want you guys one time to just go all out.
Just one time, I would like to see. If that's what keeps them alive, that's what they enjoy doing, and their fans enjoy. Who am I to tell them what to do? But
fair.
I don't know. We will find out next week, which it airs on the 22nd of January, so not too long at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. And you guys will cover all that on Defining Duke and all that good stuff too. So keep an eye out there, everybody. All right, Cog, let's talk about some video games we've been playing, and we'll start with you with Terminator 2. Oh, I'm sorry, Terminator 2D, No Fate. Now, if anyone doesn't know, this is a very retro SNES looking side scroller Terminator 2 game. Gorgeous looking game. I have not played any of this yet, though, Cog. Talk to me, man.
Talk to me. Come with me if you want to live. Terminator 2. Oh my God. I am such a fanboy for this movie. Terminator 2. The original Terminator was goated for me. I remember seeing that movie for the first time. And it was more of a kind of a horror movie in a way. You know what I'm saying? They kind of being this relentless killer going after, coming back in time to kill the mother of the resistance and all this stuff. And then, we got 2. And 2 was just, I saw the 2 in a movie theater. And that was the first time in a movie theater I'm hearing grown people clap, yell, cry. You know what I'm saying? Like there was so many iconic moments. And to this day, it's one of those movies, honestly, Brad, that I watch once or twice a year. And it's like it's brand new to me.
Yeah,
I love it. I get every version. I got the 4K version. So when I heard about Terminator 2D No Fate, I was a little apprehensive because I was like, I don't know who Bitmap Bureau is. Is this just some cheap cash grab on the name? It's clear as day they got a lot of minus Arnold's face as his likeness.
Yeah.
But they got around that by having him, have a cybernetic kind of face in the game. But minus that, man, this is a love letter to the movie. When you open up this game, it literally, feels like the movie, everything for the movie. And what they did that was so cool is they give you levels that were kind of almost fill-ins between what was going on before Terminator 2 with Sarah Connor and John Connor in young stage, and then also future John Connor. So the gameplay is very simplistic. Think Contra meets Metal Slug, kind of thing.
All that. Yep.
Yeah. So what I like is, when you kill enemies, it's brutal and the enemy's bodies will lay on the floor, good reaction times. The sprites are really cool. It's very, very cool sprite base.
It looks awesome.
Yeah. My only nitpick, control-wise, they have, you have your shoot. You've got kind of like a grenade kind of thing that you can lob. They have a directional control option where you could use the analog and shoot in different directions. That gets a little clunky a little bit. But the other thing is, for my OG veterans, you have the ability to, I don't know if this is very before your time, but there's a game called Rolling Thunder. This is what the arcade Shinobi actually was based off of. It was a Namco game called Rolling Thunder, where you kind of was a James Bond guy. You look up and then you jump up to the next level. You could jump down. That's where Shinobi, the arcade game, got the up and down. They have that in this game. So arcade OG purists are going to kind of appreciate that old style kind of gameplay. Bosses are pretty fun, pretty cool. They have all the iconic moments of the movie, minus some liberties to gamify it, kind of thing. You have the moments when, Arnold's on the bike, he saves John Connor, the T-1000's after him, he's doing the classic reload the shotgun. Like, people in the movie were clapping when they saw Arnold do this. They were like, this is insane. Yeah. So you got that. One of my favorite levels, because you primarily play as Sarah Connor in this game. One of my favorite levels is actually the mental hospital escape. You have a locking mechanic where you have to try to get through and break through locks. You have to escape the mental ward guards. They're patrolling the floors. And then the T-1000 is just unstoppable. If he sees you and he makes a sharp object, it's over. So you got all these things to do. It is a very stressful level because it's the first level that really does like stealth and you got to hide. It's crazy, bro. The thing that, and I forgot the music on that particular level is insane. And what they did is, I don't know how they got approval, or they didn't. They've made synthesized versions of the actual soundtrack of songs that were going on during these scenes.
Yeah.
Because you like, wait a minute, that's from the movie. You're like, and they add a little bop to it. I was like, ooh, this is amazing, man. So it's cinematic. Now here's where the game, I'm like, okay, cool little game, paying homage. All right, cool, short, difficult. Oh, that's what I can tell you too. This game, like, as you go on, you get little items on the ground that allow you to save your checkpoint in the level, right? You get to this idea, you get to the checkpoint. If you keep dying, there's limited continues. So even if you go to the later levels of the game, you have to keep earning continues to keep playing. This game is challenging more than you think. I had to put the difficulty down from hard to normal because I was like, I'm just going to blaze through this. It's a little hard. Let's go. Bro. I had to put that bad boy to normal just to survive because I got to like level 3, level 4, ran out of continues, losing on bosses. And then once you lose, that's it.
Yeah.
back to the beginning of the game.
School, yeah.
Old school. So I was like, okay. But yeah, man. And I would say the final thing about Terminator 2 2D No Fate, where I have to give them their flowers, I believe the studio name is Bitmap Bureau. Never heard of them, but apparently I think they're doing they did other like little classic games, from my understanding. But where this game really set it for me, there are iconic moments in the movie. I don't know if did you see Terminator 2? I don't know.
Yeah,
if
of course. Yeah.
Okay. So you remember the classic, okay, Sarah Connor, she breaks away from John in the Terminator. She's going to go kill Miles Dyson because he's responsible for Skynet, right? So she breaks into the house, about to, kill him. There are choice and consequences in Terminator 2 Day No Fate. Oh. So when you get to that scene, you have the option to kill him like the movie played out. I mean, not kill him like the movie played out, or kill him. When you do that, multiple endings, different things. Cool. Yeah, and there's iconic moments like that when the Arnold saved you from the T-1000. You guys drive back to the place. There's it was actually a deleted. They put this in the game. It was a deleted scene from the movie. This for the hardcore guys.
Good, cool.
Where you could take the chip out of Arnold's head as a T-800 to reset him. That was a key point in the movie. And in the movie, Sarah Connor, remember, she's so traumatized by the likeness of Arnold from the first movie. She's like, we can't trust it. We got to kill it, try to bash the chip. Now, that part's not in there, but the option to reset and make him read write only is in there. And then whatever you pick, there's a different ending and stuff like that. And a lot of this stuff, bro, is dark. And it affects future John. It affects a lot. So yeah, man, Terminator 2D No Fate, had a lot of fun. Did 2 playthroughs of it, finished it, and then also an awesome game on the go. If you got a Steam Deck, Raga, oh my God, this game was fun on the go. And they have boss rush mode. The boss encounters are really good. Mechanics. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Cool stuff, man. I recommend it. If you like the movie on any level, this is a must. Complete homage to a lot of the classic scenes. Even the Terminator bar scene. I need your boots. Yes. When Naked Arnold was running in there with the T-800. And when you control as a T-800, he's like laboring, melee attacks, sending people. Crazy stuff, man. Fun game.
Yeah, it looks awesome. I imagine it's probably like an hour and a half long, maybe. It's probably pretty short, right?
Probably, I would say like 3 to 4.
Oh, much longer than I thought.
No,
Wow.
Yeah, you got about 2 to 3. Yeah, it's got a couple levels on it.
Because I was thinking about a lot of the Super Nintendo licensed games from back in the day. They're usually not super long, but that's totally fine with me. I was just curious about that, especially since there's multiple endings and sounds like all that kind of replay value. So that's really cool. Yeah. Joey B wrote and said, I'm looking forward to hearing what COG thinks about Terminator. A lot of complaints about the price, but the digital copy at launch was like $26, and I've beaten it multiple times, and it looks and plays very well. Were people complaining about the price of this game?
I did not know this. Shout out to Joey B. I didn't know this was a thing. What's funny is I was such a fanboy for Terminator. I didn't even care what the price was. That was copy to beat. I don't even remember what it cost.
Yeah, man. Fuck it. Yeah, just buy it right away, dude.
I was like that. I had my eye because it got delayed, and I remember. I was like, I do remember supposed to come out like December, whatever it was. I'm like, damn. So then when it did come out, I don't even remember, bro. So I'm assuming, what was it, 40? What's the price of this thing? I'm actually curious now.
Maybe I could see like physical being 40, but
right.
I don't know about digital. Digital, I would say like 30 max, probably.
All right, buy now. I'm on this site. All right, they got the online. All right, so they got a digital edition. We'll see if the digital edition is. No, $24.99.
Okay, that seems fair.
Wait, no, actually, hold on. Why am I seeing no, it's 30. It's 30.
Yeah, okay. I'm looking on Steam. It's 30 right now.
Yeah, it's 30. It's 30. And then they have an online exclusive edition. They have a collector's edition. And these are just pre-orders. Those are pre-orders. Those are done. But yeah. I mean, look, I get it. I mean, if people were that upset about it, I don't know what they want it to be, $20. I can't get mad. Too crazy.
Yeah, I can't get mad at that, dude.
Yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, guys, if you want to check that out, if you want a classic 2D run and gun kind of game, maybe you like Terminator, it sounds like it could be a good choice for you.
Yes, sir.
All right, COG. So what I've been playing, one thing is the Dragon Quest VII Reimagined demo. Now, before I get into all this, COG, I got to know, do you enjoy Dragon Quest? Are you a Dragon Quest guy? Are you looking to get into Dragon Quest?
I'm looking to get into it. I missed out. It's funny. It came out around my era.
Yeah.
But because my Sega ties, I got caught up into the Fantasy Star loop. But I always used to see Dragon's Quest. So again, typical COG, whatever the popular thing is, he missed out. I get the thing that dies, but I loved it. That kind of thing. I love Fantasy Star. To be honest with you, I don't really like the new direction where we're online, even though it's super more popular than it ever was.
Yeah, I know. I see what you're saying, though. You want the
traditional JRPG fantasy stuff. But anyway, continue. Dragon's Quest. Yeah. Talk to me.
Well, now you're saying Fantasy Star. It's like I haven't played a lot of Fantasy Star. I loved Fantasy Star Online back in the day. I played that one a lot. That one was sick, but I missed like a lot of the Genesis and Master System games.
The GOAT is probably Fantasy Star 2 from a narrative standpoint.
Okay.
And then, but the better game from a JRPG state is Fantasy Star 4. That's them on their
That's the one I hear about the most, probably.
Yeah. 3 was a little weird. They tried to do this generational thing where you could get married and then you have kids and then you take on the thing like that. It was a cool concept. I just didn't like the execution. Yeah. And let me not forget that one of the original GOATs was the original Fantasy Star for the Master System. Amazing. Completely different in terms of it was kind of when you went into the dungeons, it was first person, which was unique for its time.
Yeah.
But that game was amazing. It was super dope for its time. But I would consider 2 and 4 the GOATs of this series. Okay. Those are oh my God, I could talk for days doing Fantasy Star.
But yeah, Dragon Quest. So for me, Dragon Warrior has been around, which is the American name that they had like since the NES era. I kind of missed the boat on all that when I was younger. I didn't start playing JRPGs a lot until the Super Nintendo era. Like I played Final Fantasy 1 on NES when I was very young, but I don't know what the fuck I was doing at the time. But it wasn't until Super Nintendo I started playing more of that, and I don't know if we got any Dragon Warrior games here. Maybe we did. I can't recall. But Dragon Warrior was always kind of like a series I knew about, but it seemed like very niche to me at the time, and like no one I knew really played the game, so I couldn't get a feel for them. Mm-hmm. And I remember Dragon Quest VII came out on PS1 very late, like 2001, I want to say, or something like that here in the West. And I remember seeing it, and I was like, oh yeah, it's like the game that looks like Dragon Ball, the characters. But I remember I looked at the back of it, and I was like, damn, this looks super primitive. And I was like, this is a new game kind of thing like that. I kind of slept on it. So it wasn't until 8 came around. When 8 was like the big, fully 3D high, like it seemed like really high budget Dragon Quest game. And that's when I got into it and fell in love with it. I guess it'd be like the Final Fantasy VII version of Dragon Quest that kind of like got a lot of people in the West into the series like myself. So since 8, I loved Dragon Quest. And I've played a few of them. I have not played all of them. Still got a long ways to go. And 7 had a remake on 3DS years ago, which I do have. It was like 2011 or something like that. Okay. And in case people don't know, Dragon Quest VII on PS1 is a very long game. Very long. Like super long game.
Wow. One of them 100 hours?
Like 100 hours, yeah.
Damn, okay.
And the 3DS version kind of trimmed the fat a little bit as far as I'm aware. I played like 20 hours of 3DS one. It was cool. But I believe they trimmed the fat quite a bit on that. And this one has trimmed the fat even more from what I've played. So I've played up the demo. I played through it. It was it took me like 3 hours going through it, but it was a good chunk. Probably for most people or average would be like 4 or 5 hours, I'm saying. But I played through this and man, fucking delightful COG.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Dragon Quest COG, I've said this before. Dragon Quest is like a warm blanket with hot chocolate on a freezing cold day.
Oh, we cozy.
Yeah, it's like the most cozy franchise you can play in general. And the remake they did for this game is really good so far from what I've seen. Of course, the visuals, quite a bit different from what we're used to. What's cool about the game is it kind of has like a diorama aesthetic to it. Like think if you guys know Fantasian, kind of like that. Not exactly the same, but kind of a vibe like that, especially the angles and everything. The characters are actually, I believe they're actually dolls. Like I've seen the dolls of the characters. They're modeled after the dolls. They look really interesting. And I think it works well for Dragon Quest VII's art style. I don't think I want every Dragon Quest game going forward like this. Like, I don't want 8 them to look like dolls or anything like that. But I think for 7's character designs cogs are a little more like doll-like, I guess you should say.
Yeah, I'm looking at it
like,
now. Yeah.
Kind of like a bigger head, smaller little body. So they kind of have like that little toy aesthetic to them, almost like that. So I think it works really well here. And I had a really great time playing the demo. I will say right off the bat, they streamlined this one even more for better, as far as I remember playing through some of the 3DS game. It's a very slow start in the other games. Very slow, really take your time. I'm usually cool with games doing that. I totally like getting into the mood of the world stuff, but I know people are kind of just like, let's get this going. Chop, chop. I got things to do. Come on, let me get into the fight. And they definitely know it this time around now. Just for anyone who doesn't know, the game you play, you're always a nameless hero kind of thing like that, and you are the son of a young fisherman, so you got your mom and your dad in the game like that, and you're friends with the prince of this island you live on called Kiefer, and you have a friend called Maribel who's also kind of like the bossy girlfriend kind of vibe going on there. But the whole story about the beginning of the game is you are on this island and no one else thinks there's a world outside of this island that you're kind of on. Like, this is the only thing to the world, and your character and Kiefer are very keen on going out and discovering more because you believe there's more out there. So that's a big part of the game. A lot of the game, from what I remember, is divided up into like arcs, in the sense that every new island you go to kind of has its own little story going on here. Like, the first island you go to, there's been like this town ravaged by monsters and stuff like that, and there's people taken away and they're all scared of monsters like that, and so you got, of course, defeat all the baddies. Very classic stuff like that. There's some twists and turns, which is cool though. So it's very traditional in that sense. But there's some smart additions they've added. Of course, you could speed up battles if you want. You can do auto battle as well if you're just kind of, you're in a fight with some lower level guys. You're like, all right, we're just kind of skip through this thing right here. There is a interesting mechanic that's very metaphor-esque, Cog, where if the enemy's so low, you can, like on the field, Cog, enemies, you can see them walking around. And if they're super low level, you can just hit them and they'll die immediately. So you can just kind of clean them out real quick. The world has like a very gorgeous open like world map. In case some of you guys aren't familiar with like world maps, maybe you're newer to JRPGs, like think like Clair Obscur kind of has like a traditional old school Japanese role-playing game world map. So this is here as well. You get the boat very early on as well to sail around. There are random encounters when you're sailing around though, so you got to keep that in mind.
Okay.
There's multiple difficulties though. You can adjust sliders, like the amount of XP you get and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of quality of life going on in here to make it as easy and seamless as possible for a lot of players. But it is just a very basic adventure kind of thing right now. Very charming though. It's not going to like blow your socks off with its narrative or anything like that. You're not going to probably be fucking weeping like a lot more for Claire and stuff like that. But it's just a very nice adventure that I think you're just going to have a damn good time with and feel very comfortable and cozy playing it. Because you're an old school guy too as well, Cog. So I think this can definitely scratch an itch for you.
Okay.
The demo, like I said, it's out there. It's like 3 hours. Your progress carries over to the main game, so you're not wasting time if you're playing it. So you will be ready to go. The game comes out, I think, February 4th, yes. I want to say, something like that. So it's coming up close. It's on everything as well. It's on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, Switch 2, all that good stuff. So it's going to be everywhere. So I think this is a really charming, special little game that it's going to put you in a good mood if you play. Nice. If you haven't played Dragon Quest, this might be a good one to hop into. So keep an eye out there.
Yeah. My guys, I want to shout out my guy Flame from LordsGaming.net, one of our writers. He just put up his demo impressions of it, and very, very good initial feel about it. Impressions, very charming. He said there's puzzles. He's also was talking about the combat. They talk about your boat. He said the only thing he said that he felt like the bosses so far weren't as challenging. The one boss that he did fight or whatever.
Oh, but, yeah. Early game.
Yeah, but it's early, right? That's what I'm saying. So, but yeah, I'm looking at the art style. I see what you're saying. Like, it's almost like they're like action figure dolls, like in a way.
Yeah,
like,
I think they were like actually dolls, like they're like I can find this, but I'm pretty sure they like used actual dolls they made.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, game. It looks good. It looks good, man, with that modern art style. I'm very curious because obviously you're coming from the perspective of obviously not really you know of the OGs, right? Mm-hmm. And now this is reimagined. I'm very curious how the OGs feel.
Yeah.
Right. Like how, like like that's a sensitive subject. Like did they get the purity of it? You know what I'm saying? Or what did the changes too much? You know how guys get.
No,
you know
I get it, dude. I get, as a Final Fantasy VII fan, I totally understand.
Exactly. But it looks good.
My understanding though with this as well is they're adding some new content, I believe.
Nice.
Don't quote me on that 100%, but I believe there is some new stuff in here, like new stories and all that kind of stuff. But so far from everything I remember of the 3DS version, they just kind of cut down on some of the tedium and repetitiveness of some things, just to make it flow a little more modern, I guess, is what I'm saying. For a lot of things, like for people that don't know what I'm saying with that kind of thing, like a lot of old Japanese role-playing games is kind of like doing stuff just takes a long time sometimes. Go here, go there, back and forth kind of thing, running into combat. Everything just kind of gets slowed down. Yeah, which I love, but definitely because I grew up playing those games, so it's definitely not for everybody.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I agree. The grind, and I like what you said about the dungeons. I love that metaphor thing. That's when you have leveled and you've grinded, and you see enemies, whether it be in the world map or whatever, and you can just kind of one hitter quitter in that mode without even having to transition into the turn-based battle and go through the whole thing. I think even Yakuza does it on some level, like the Dragon series. Like, I love that. It's like, all right, I've grinded. Don't make me keep going through the whole thing. Just let me slap them up and keep moving.
Yeah. It adds a cool sense of power. Like you really gotten stronger, so it's fun. It's always fun to come back to an enemy that you'd have to like fight for a while, but now you can just go kind of smack them right away. It's good.
Exactly. Nice.
Oh, also a shout out to the music is delightful, wonderful, fantastic, like orchestrated music. Highly recommend it. I mean, I love the Dragon Quest music already, so it's right up my alley.
Voice acting, like tactics, or
yes,
no
there's voice acting. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, there is voice acting.
I like these little 2D joints with the voice acting. It's dope.
Nothing has been as serious as Tactics that I've encountered. So yeah, Tactics is a very serious game. So,
they be talking.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of voice acting in this game. Yeah. So there you go. It's not 100% voice acted, but there is a lot.
Okay.
Let's see here. Cormac wrote and said, "What up, folks? Brad, talk to me about Dragon Quest VII. I'm playing Dragon Quest XI at the moment on Switch, about 7 hours in, and enjoying it. But I'm concerned that it might be the peak of the franchise. Do you think I'll be able to play 1, 2, 3, and 7 because of this? Might be a silly question, but just wondering what people think. Thanks, Cormac." 11 is kind of like the peak of the modern Dragon Quest, I would say, like the huge like 3D open space kind of thing like that. 1, 2, and 3 are much more like, hey, these are like Famicom games. They look really nice, but the structure is very much like a Famicom game. You know, you're not getting crazy. You know, you're not using the right analog stick to looking around like a crazy 3D angle, like looking up and down and everything like that, you know. But as someone who's played 8, 11, 1, and 3, I think they all have their own little special charm to them that keeps you engaged in each one so far that I've encountered. I haven't been to a spot where I've like been like, well, I've played the best one, so I might as well not play the other ones with this series yet. So I think no matter what, you're going to have a good time because Dragon Quest is very traditional in a lot of sense. It's not like Final Fantasy where it's kind of like you get something new.
New every time, right?
Yeah. Dragon Quest is very much, at least so far historically, has been, you know what you're kind of getting into with Dragon Quest. Visually, vibes, setting, stuff like that. It's always kind of like a fantasy thing, but I think you'll still have a great time, Cormac, so I wouldn't really worry about it too much. They're very different, or they're different enough, I'll say. All right, this is from the Diddler. Ooh, hey, Slime. Brad, how are you playing Dragon Quest VII? More XP, normal, less SP? I personally use more XP and more SP because I know the grind for the game will come in the future, and I don't have time to grind games like I used to. Too many games out there. I must say, thank you to Square for this demo. This game wasn't on my radar. My early February game was going to be Neo 3 or Yakuza 3. Now I'm leaning towards Dragon Quest VII, and I might even go out and buy the HD 2D or the HD remakes of 1 and 3. That's how much I love this Dragon Quest VII demo. It's also the perfect Switch 2 game. No matter how I look at it, the game is a big win. Yes, sir, it is. I'm just playing on normal right now. If I get to the part where it feels too easy, I'll bump it up. If I get to a part like later on where I have to grind, I feel like for hours and hours and hours, I might turn that XP up for a little bit. But I generally don't like to mess with that kind of stuff. And I just kind of like to play it how it traditionally was played, I should say. But that's just me.
Yeah, no, I'm similar. Like usually with RPGs and stuff like that, kind of leave it developer intent, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, it sounds like this game's getting a lot of people interested in Dragon Quest, so that's good for me. You think you're gonna hop into this cog, or are you gonna wait?
Don't wait. Addict is all over it. Mm-hmm. He's been doing the demo. My boy, like I said, Flame's been doing it, but it looks cool. I must admit, it looks cool. It just, I know I don't have the resource because I'm assuming, what are we talking? Well, be real, right? That's another $100.
Yeah.
I already know. This is a lifesteal. I got so much. You forget I got, remember, I held off with Final Fantasy. So now I'm doing the replay of 7 remake, and then it gets integrated. I was coming to Xbox, and then they're talking about, like, I'm on my full replay now.
Oh, and okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, man, I'm loving it. I love so much.
Yeah, I'll have to do a replay before 3 comes out. Well, I'll have to do the OG and the remake games.
Yes.
Probably Crisis Core 2. Fuck, I'll have to do everything.
Hell yeah. Got to do that Crisis Core.
Yeah.
I got my homework done on that, so I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got my homework. That's exactly. That broke me.
Yeah. All right. COG, it is time for Sort It Out. On this segment, we just talk about something in the game industry we're not too pleased with that we think could use some work. It needs a little sorting, if you will. COG, is there anything for you this week that you think that needs sorting?
What needs sorting is everybody to come up off this damn RAM. Because I'm getting annoyed now. I'm getting annoyed. my consoles and this stupid AI push. It's really affected everything, man. It really is. And well, we got to sort it out because it's like at the end of the day, it's like, look, I get it. A lot of these companies, they want to be first on the whole AI movement, and they're scooping up all the RAM and stuff like that. But, this is more than just kind of like, it's everything. And it's only like, I believe like Samsung and maybe 2 other people who are kind of surveyors of it. But, as we look at it, these console prices are going to be insane. And this is like my beloved hobby that is now turning into this luxury item that like not a lot of people could afford. I don't know if you saw the recent Steam Deck rumors, Steam Machine rumors.
No. Oh, the price of it. Yeah, it was like $1,000, right?
Bro, I was like, okay, maybe it's 6, whatever. If these rumors are to be true, and it's $1,000 for, let's be honest, not groundbreaking technology in that device, right? Yeah. So I look at that, and then if things keep trending, I don't know if you saw the report from Tom Henderson in reference to, next generation consoles could be potentially delayed to 2027, 2028. They thinking about holding out because of the RAM thing. Now you have PlayStation affected. Now you have, in my opinion, you don't think Switch 2 probably wants to do either a light revision or an OLED version at some point in 2 to 3 years. All of this affects my beloved industry. And I'm just like, man, we're already going through the $80 price point game, right? We're going through that. Now, granted, Nintendo, they were strong enough to get through that with no problem because they got the IP to do it with, right? But it did set the precedent of, again, a casual person I just think about a casual person trying to get into gaming, console gaming for the first time. So you got that. And then here's the worst part where they got to sort it out. This is the only generation in the history of me gaming, right, where being an early adopter was an advantage.
Yeah.
Bro, we never get. Usually it's like, just wait a couple years. They're going to make a slim version. You're going to get it cheaper. The game's going to be cheap. Bro, it is the complete opposite. All these consoles, or specifically Xbox, oh my God, like 2 price jumps. Game Pass, bro. I'm just worried. I'm worried. So sort it out with this AI, bro, because it's like at the end of the day, like this is affecting the games industry tremendously. And I'm very concerned, not that it's dead, but the long tail, 10 years down the road, what happens? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like we're in this whole thing of like RAM being so expensive like that and affecting stuff big time. I don't know how long it's going to last, this whole crisis going on. Could be a year, it could be years. I don't really know. I don't think anyone really knows, honestly. So we're kind of in a weird spot, like you were saying, with that whole thing. But yeah, pricing people out of a console is an interesting thing, because it's like, I think about that. It's like a lot of the stuff was $200, I remember, from when we were younger. But I'm like, what's $200 adjusted for inflation now, I guess?
That's a good question, yeah.
Especially when games were like 60 or 70 back then. I don't know. Like, I don't know. The landscape has changed. You know, we have live service now, and that's affecting everything and keeping people from moving on to new consoles because they keep fucking updating them for old hardware.
Keep making older versions, making PS4 and Xbox versions of games. Still.
Yeah, they're like afraid to tear the Band-Aid off with a lot of stuff. So I don't know, man. It's a very weird thing. Part of me is I'm like, well, it'll be fine. No worries. I don't think there's going to be a crash like the 80s. I don't think we're going to get to that. And that was a crash because the quality was like so shit. Games are great right now. So we're not even close to something like that. But I definitely think there could be a part where people are just like, this is too expensive for me right now, kind of thing like that. That could happen. So we'll see, I guess. But yeah, I mean, it kind of reminds me of like when people were saying, you know, like phones are the future of gaming, more console gaming and stuff like that. So it's like, I'm not ready to like jump into one camp, one way or the other kind of thing like that. But I'm just into a spot of observing and seeing where things are going. I'm not putting my chips down on anything quite yet.
Fair enough.
But I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, I think there's total room for and justified worriness. People being worried about that kind of stuff. It makes sense. But when the next generation does come out, I think that'll set the tone and we'll have a much better idea of when we do it. If stuff does come out in 2027 or 2028, I don't know.
How excited are you for next gen? Maybe like a PS6, yeah.
Oh, I'm the minority of I'm like, yeah, give me that shit. Let's fucking go, dude.
Oh, you ready?
Let's go.
I want to hear the other side. I want to hear. Break it down. Why are you hyped for new consoles?
I'm like you, Cog. I like tech and stuff like that. Okay. I'm always ready for the newest and greatest. Like I'm playing, you know, PC games. I'm up with the 5080, and it's like much better than consoles. I'm like,
well, look at that boy flexing with the 5080. Let's
get this stuff back here. Like I'm like buying all my stuff on PC now most of the time, just because it just runs way better most of the time. I have a Pro and stuff like that, and it's very nice. But a lot of third party stuff, like I'm playing Oblivion on PC. I'm like, yeah, I'll play it there instead, stuff like that.
So let me throw it, Brad. You're a PC master race guy.
I've been a PC gamer for a long time. I mean, I play on most things, but like multiplayer, Cog, I like always play on PC, like always multiplayer games.
Okay.
But you know, like RPGs and stuff like that, I like to play on PlayStation. That's like my little RPG machine and stuff like that. But yeah, I would say most of the stuff I play, especially recently, has been on PC. Been a PC guy for a while.
Okay. I'm learning. Okay.
Yeah. All right, Cog. Mine is very random, and this isn't necessarily sorted out, I guess. It's just like something I saw and I was like, man, that's never happening. So, Cog, I'll share this with you. New Legos got announced today. I like Legos. Pokemon Legos. Don't care about most of them. This one I saw, and I was like, damn.
Ooh.
That's sick.
That's kind of sick. I ain't gonna hold you. It's kind of sick.
It's $649 though, and I was like, "Damn, I'm never buying that." I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
Like Legos are expensive, and I get it. Jesus. And this is a big ass Lego set.
Jesus.
And I think I don't know the Lego economics. I assume this is like accurate to scale and how many pieces it probably is. It probably lines up, but it's like it's just a little too much for me. But it looks fucking sick.
It looks amazing.
It's just for case anyone who hasn't seen it, it is the 3 starter Pokemon and their final evolutions: Blastoise, Venusaur, and Charizard all together. And this
new Charizard was in there.
Yeah, big, massive, like almost like a statue. It looks really sick, and it's huge. But it ain't that sick. Where I'm gonna spend
it ain't $600 sick.
$650. Yeah, I ain't spending that much. No thanks, dude. But I saw it, I was like, damn, that's cool. But then it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
It ain't happening.
I feel you, bro.
So it's just a very minor sorted out, I guess.
I like that. What this reminds me of, my equivalent for my OG self, I don't know if you see the Robeson transforming Transformers.
Dude, I think I have. Let me look this up, though. Because I think I've seen one of Megatron.
Yes.
And they like talk and shit.
They talk and they got the voice actors from the G1 cartoon doing it. They transform themselves. They interact with other Robeson toys. They just dropped the Soundwave one that literally is like a Bluetooth music player.
No way.
Bro, it is insane. I'm like, as a kid, you got to stay like G1.
Yeah.
Bro, that is my heart. The way y'all get with y'all animes, G1 is goated to me. Right now, I'm collecting the Combiner series. I speak to Colin all the time because we have in that pocket with G.I. Joes and Transformers. Yeah. So like with Transformers though, like they're reimagining some of the older toys with modern sensibilities and more posability and dynamics. And they're amazing. But now these Robeson ones, I'm like, this is too much. Crazy. They're like $1,000. Yeah. I'm like, no.
These are so sick. Wow.
Sick, bro. Sick. They got like an Optimus Prime, the Megatron. They got the Grimlock. They just dropped Soundwave.
Oh my God, Grimlock. I love Grimlock, man.
I love Grimlock, bro. Me, Grimlock.
Yeah, I love Grimlock, dude.
Yes. Yeah, bro. It's so good. It's so good. So yeah, that's... I share your pain. When you look at it, it's cool as hell. And then you see the sticker and you say, you better stop.
Yeah, you ain't that cool.
Exactly.
Damn, I want a talking Grimlock now. Holy shit.
I know, bro.
They got Starscream?
Not yet. That's actually a good call out. No Starscream yet.
That'll probably be a big one when they do that Starscream.
Hell yeah, Starscream is huge. I guess the only concern would be because the original voice actor for Starscream passed away, Chris Latta, who was that iconic screechy kind of voice, Megatron. Yeah. Being that he's no longer with us, to find a replacement, the fans will be very picky with that.
Yeah,
like, you
maybe
can't just
use old lines though, maybe or something.
I mean, I guess I don't know how. Maybe if they synthesize or record it or something. Like, yeah, that's a good call out. I'm curious how that would go, but it's so cool to see Frank Welker, Peter Cullen, who are the original, obviously, voices of Optimus Prime, Megatron, who are still alive, actually do the voice. They lent their voices to these Robeson toys. So yeah, man, good stuff. Amazing fan service, but too goddamn expensive.
Yeah, holy shit! I just looked. Megatron's like $1,500.
Yeah, 15. What's up? Rent.
Holy shit!
Let me get some of your rent. Let me get.
Dude, you gotta get a sponsorship or something. Holy moly! Hey man, Optimus is only 1,000. Cog.
Bro, Attic is like, yo, you need to hit them up for a sponsorship or something like that. He's like, he knows how much I love Transformers. I was like, bro,
yeah, dude,
I can't pay for that.
$1,700. 70 collector's edition. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, yeah, these are sick toys, dude. Holy shit,
insane.
Like we said, not that sick, but damn,
not that sick though.
Those are cool as fuck. Yeah, Cog, Transformers is always interesting for me because I feel like I was at the very tail end of Transformers. I had some when I was a kid, but I was so young I don't remember super well. I was born in 87, so I do have them. I remember having Dino Riders. Do you remember Dino Riders?
Hell yeah.
It was like pretty much G.I. Joes with dinosaurs and shit like that. That was like my jam. I loved that shit.
Nice.
But I had some Transformers toys. I definitely remember that. I had a sick Megatron, I remember. I love Megatron. He's a cool ass villain.
Love Megatron. Love
Optimus.
Megatron.
Yeah. Great shit.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So one of my favorites of all time. Can't get enough.
All right. Let's hear from Dexter Whalingsford here. Hey, Brad and everyone. My sorted out goes to my 7-year-old nephew. I bought him Batman Arkham City Deluxe Edition for his birthday. It's rated T for teen. After a brief explainer about what all the ESRB ratings meant, I bought it for him, even though he isn't a teen, but he's 7, loves superheroes, and I don't think he's gotten further than an hour into any game he's ever played. He never got out of the first part of Breath of the Wild after a year of playing it. The next day, he told on me to my sister, his mom, and said I made him buy a scary game for teenagers. So sort it out, nephew. Damn, your own nephew snitched on you.
Snitched? Bro. How you gonna hook the little man up?
Yeah, hooking him up.
You know,
With Batman?
That's crazy. Scary game, Batman. Come on, these kids these days, man.
These kids these days, they didn't grow up in the 80s.
Facts. They did not grow up in the
80s.
Like, we used to be like, oh, we're gonna get to see this movie.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah. I think there's only one thing that my dad took me to that traumatized the hell out of me. I never said anything though. There was only one, but I didn't tell on him.
Yeah.
This is the funny story. I was in the 80s when RoboCop came out.
Oh, RoboCop.
Bro, that movie scared the hell out of me as a kid. Like they were murdering police officers in cold blood. They literally detached this man from his body.
Yeah.
It was one of the most brutal opening deaths. I was like, bro, that movie scared me so much, bro. I thought that's how Detroit was for real. Bro, I was like, I'm never going to Detroit.
Yeah.
It's a madness over there. It's anarchy in the streets.
That's so funny, dude.
I thought that's how, bro, that movie scared the hell out of me as a kid. RoboCop, man. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love it. Playing the game. Game's awesome. Game's awesome. Classic lines, classic music. Dude. But yeah, I think I was a little too young. I wasn't ready for that level of graphic violence at that age. But we didn't tell on Dad, and it made me a man.
No, you don't tell. You never tell on Dad. You don't, because Dad, in my experience, Dad's the one that hooks it up. With that, like showing you shit maybe you shouldn't see yet, maybe getting you that game your mom doesn't know about, kind of thing.
100%.
Like
my dad was that. Yes.
Yeah, that was my dad too. I remember my dad showed me and my brother Blade Runner when we were very young, and I just remember not knowing what the hell was going on and getting it at all. I was just like. Now I think back as an adult, I'm like, dude, that's pretty cool. My dad showed us like Blade Runner when I was like 5 or 4.
Hell yeah.
Like, all right, Dad, cool shit, dude. Good stuff.
That's what's up, man. Love it.
Yeah, shout out dads. But dude, okay, your nephew here, he fucked you. He fucked himself over so hard he has no idea. You are never gonna give him something cool like that again. You could have been that uncle hooking him up for life with cool shit like that. And now he just ruined it.
Ruined it, man.
Had to snitch.
Had to snitch, burnt the bridge.
Burnt the bridge.
Now you a mom now. Now you a mom forever on regular stuff.
Yeah, now mom owns your ass. Yeah. It's only mom. Yeah, you're never going to have that outlet with uncle.
Exactly.
I'm going to have to do that with one of my nieces and nephew, dude. It's got to be one thing like that, right? Hook them up with something. Maybe.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. It's hard with my brother because he's kind of like in the same boat for me. He's like, they're going to see it anyways sometime. That's his mentality, yeah.
That's his mentality?
He's like, they'll see it anyway sometime. Yeah.
You gotta love it. It's hilarious.
Yeah. All right. Let's see here. This is from Garlic Aioli. Sorted out the amount of shit Pokemon gets for graphics / performance. Have you seen Fire Emblem? Path of Radiance is now on GameCube for Switch, and besides a couple of quality of life things, and the hand-drawn stills of characters, Path of Radiance looks basically identical to Three Houses. Path of Radiance, in my opinion, has better character models in gameplay. Three Houses, 2019, Path of Radiance 2005. So I looked back at both of these right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, okay, so Path of Radiance looked great for its time. It was a GameCube game. GameCube was a pretty powerful console at the time. It's more powerful than PS2. Not more than Xbox, PS2, from what I remember. And Three Houses came out in 2019 when on Stinky Switch. So, yes. Kind of looks stinky already. And I think Path of Radiance still looks pretty good. I think Three Houses looks better in some spots, like cutscenes and stuff like that. But on the field, I can agree with you. Mm-hmm. Here's where I'm at. Why not complain about both and talk shit about both? How about that? At least Fire Emblem runs better. I'll say that. Pokemon Scarlet and Shield, dude. No revisionist history here. I remember. Dog shit. I will never forget that dog shit. And Pokemon's annoying, and I think it's a lot of attention because it's such a popular series and seemingly like could have a huge budget. We know they don't spend a lot of money on these games. Could. And there's like 1 million entries. So it's like with not a lot of like reinvention, I'd say, per game. So just talk shit on both. I think that's the correct answer.
I agree. I agree. Yeah, like those performances. And I like Three Houses. That was a game I really played a lot on my Switch. And but yeah, it's just like the performance on these games, man, especially the Pokemon games. Now, especially now that I've been in Japan and I've been in the cafe and I see the culture. This is such a huge franchise, and it's clear they're making like hand over fist money because the cost is so low. It's clear they're like, yeah, investment on performance is not our biggest priority because we can just make this money and you got to buy it anyway.
Yeah, that's what's really frustrating about. Super frustrating.
Yes.
But we got a new gen coming out, I think, this year, COG, so we'll see. I don't expect much, but we'll see the new Pokemon, what it is.
Yes.
30th anniversary this year, too, I think.
Yeah, big, huge.
Big year. All right, this is from Stefan. Sorted out Xbox. I wanted to continue my playthrough of the Mass Effect Legendary Edition on my ROG Ally X because it's marketed as an Xbox. The game is available in Game Pass. Trying to install it from the Xbox app, and you are told to install the EA launcher. After installing the EA launcher, you are told to install the game from Steam. And of course, there's no cross-saving then. So I cannot continue my playthrough that I started on Xbox. If that's the future of Xbox, I'm out. Damn, dude. What was that, 3 launchers this guy was going through? Holy shit.
Bro, he's preaching. This is he did my exact problem I had. I was in Virginia Beach during the holiday for the New Year's. My friend just moved out there. Shout out to Paul. Shout out to my man Billy the Brewer, who I saw of LSM fam, who he lives out there in Virginia Beach as well. Him and his wife awesome. Got a chance to have drinks and stuff like that at a spot. But I brought the Ally. And, me and Maddie been talking, and I'll be honest with you, Brad, like I'm in this, ever since I'm seeing Exodus. Yeah. Exodus is giving me, okay, maybe somebody's going to try to attempt the legendary Mass Effect. Someone's going to try. So I've been in that Mass Effect vibe. So I'm like, you know what? It's time. I want to do a full playthrough. You know what I'm saying? Like I got the fever. I want to be, Mass Effect 2 is one of my goats. So I'm like, all right, Legendary Edition on Xbox, in Game Pass, EA Play. I found this out years ago. Bro, you launch it on Xbox. Oh, you need the EA launcher. It's a completely different version. So all my progress that's on Xbox means nothing. There's no play anywhere, anything with that. Yeah. It's literally the EA launch. And this another problem I had with EA launcher was because of I had the same issue because I loved Zal Tales of Katsera. And I was like, okay, this is the perfect portable game, right? Let me put this, bro, same thing. And I'm so frustrated with that. So yeah, I'm with you, Stefan. This is horrible. I don't know how they get through it. I don't know if it's an EA, because I'm starting to worry that it's a third-party publisher thing that has, any third-party publisher who has their own launcher, this seems to be the issue. So yes, can they be free of some blame because it's EA a little, but it's still no excuse. You can't promote, hey, everything you have is an Xbox. You can play here. And these problems exist. So I'm with you, bro. I literally, it burns my soul that all my data on the Mass Effect trilogy, Legendary has all 3 games, all the DLC. Bro, it's the perfect on-the-go game, and I can't play it. I don't want to start all that from the beginning again. I mean, especially when you made progress already, you know? So
that's like a playthrough killer where it's just like,
yeah, it's like I don't want to do it.
Yeah. Damn.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they got to work on that. We'll see. I guess in the future, the next Xbox is seemingly going to be running a full version of Windows, I guess. So,
yeah, the thing is it's called, what's the FSC, the full screen experience. This is the problem with the third party, what we consider the OEM device doing it, because it doesn't have the Xbox console save data. And that's what needs to be on that device on a base level. So until Xbox themselves make it, right, this is what you're going to encounter, especially with third party games that you have the digital rights to. That should come over. And that is disappointing that these devices that doesn't have it for some of these games.
Yeah, because you think it would just be like simple as taking your cloud save or something like that from your account, but I don't know. There must be some
frustrating, bro.
Right now,
yeah, very frustrating.
Damn. All right, COG time for the exact opposite stuff we're pleased with in gaming with Keep It Up. Anything pleasing you right now?
What's pleasing me? I think this could sound on brand, but it's gonna sound like Defining Duke right now. But I love the developer direct, man. I really do.
I'm gonna piggyback off that, and I'm excited for that with you. Yeah,
yeah. You know what it is? Because as gamers, let's be honest. Like historically, January was never really known for anything.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Especially like a showcase and stuff. So now I love this pocket where like, okay, the end of the year happens. So you got December, we're in our Game Awards bag. You know, we're prepping for that. We see the new games. But I love January. It's like, okay, here's a potential rollout for the year. This is what you could be getting. Some of the things you could be getting in addition to the showcase. And I gotta talk my talk a little bit now.
Okay.
I mean, Brad, I don't think nobody doing it better right now as far as showcases.
Oh, okay.
As long as it's not talking about console sales. Not talking about. Let's be clear. As far as the presenting of games,
yeah.
I think the developer direct is cool because look, bro, I got saw the game. I am from the era when Xbox used to put out that terrible show called Inside Xbox.
Yeah.
I remember horrible.
That. Yeah.
Horrible. I was from the era where you see dudes come out in couches and, hey guys, and bloviate and don't show the game. And I'm from those dark days.
Dude.
So to see, go ahead, jump in.
I was going to say, I feel like their marketing has been so bad in the past that no one, like, when something like this gets announced, it doesn't reach the levels of like a Nintendo Direct or a Sony, whatever, State of Play. It's just not as on many people radar. And I think that's just because of years of bad marketing, bad showcases. I agree with you. I think they're doing really good right now. I've enjoyed their developer directs. I think they're really cool, but it's like, you guys aren't on that level yet for popular or like
for awareness,
popularity, audience awareness, anything like that.
Absolutely. I mean, and a lot of it is just straight up brand damage, right? We talked about it, right? Where just like the brand was so sullied and stuff like that. The only positive now with the multi-platform approach is that now a PlayStation and Nintendo guy has interest because he's like, hey, that may be coming to my platform, you know what I'm saying, as well. So that's like the silver lining with their strategy. But I got to give them their flowers. The thing I like about it is like you'll get the fly in to the studio, right? It'll be really brief. They'll talk about the product. They get straight to the game. They're very great with this. Remember Hi-Fi Rush was like debuted on this thing one time. Yeah. You know, it's so cool. The pacing is good. I forgot the homegirl that I think her name is Tita. Give her a raise. Like when it comes to the showcasing of games, when they hired this woman, amazing. And then I'll be honest, like a lot of Xbox fans used to roll their eyes at me when they would do, even attempt to do Tokyo Game Show. But I'm like, look, I like that because they're showing the commitment to not give up, get the JRPGs, get the Personas, get the Segas, get the Atlases, get all, and it's been better. You know what I'm saying? Will it ever be, to the level of Nintendo? No, on that specific showcase. But Developer Direct has low-key become one of my favorite showcases of the year. I get really excited to look forward to it. And as a person who, obviously, I don't have the connection with, we got to get you on ILP. Actually, I'm talking to you there. This month, I'm tired. It's all on me. Brad's we got to get you in the round. We're going to do the gaming history because what I realized you and Addict have a lot of shared gaming history. I didn't realize now that I know that you're a Fable guy. We may have to get you on post showcase because I need to know. Because I got Xbox for Halo. Like people are like, you got this killer app. You, Maddie, and Addict was like, bro, my dad got me Fable. That was the game for Xbox for me. That's what made me love. I was like, really? So I don't know, I don't have that connection to Fable like most people. So for me, I'm just like, okay, I'm going to check it out, see what's going on. But I'm curious for the hardcore, the purists, right? The Fable guys, how they feel. So that's why I said it. For me, this is going to be special because this is one of the ones that we've really waited for them for a long time. We actually hopefully get, full gameplay and see what's going on. So keep it up. Xbox Developer Direct. I love the format. The last 3 years have been killer, and I think they're like the best, preview showcase pretty much out of everybody right now, to be honest.
Yeah, sure. They usually have, this is like this and kind of around like E3 time is like their two big shows, right?
Yes.
So they usually go all out. Okay, so exciting. Very cool. Yeah, we'll see next week. I'm very excited to see what they got as well, because, I hope Fable delivers for me. I didn't care for Fable 3, so hoping this one will bring me back in, because the idea of it and the prospects of it are very high. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, this is from Propeller Doggo. Hey, Summoners, I want to give a keep it up to Lord Cog. Back when he guest appeared on Defining Duke, my only thought was, hey, yo, who is this beefy man? I'd never heard of him until that day, and I left thinking, hey, he's pretty chill. When he became a co-host, it was an instant, hey, great chemistry here, Colin. Take my $5. Cog, thank you for being such a chill and wonderful co-host who works so well with Maddie. You also convinced me to get an Xbox Series X, and to this day, it's been my main platform. I honestly don't care about the whole Xbox exclusive disappearing thing because I enjoy the ecosystem and the hardware itself. Plus, Game Pass has been great for trying new experiences and later buying those games, like Stalker 2, Dungeons of Hindenburg, Another Crab's Treasure, and of course, the Ninja Gaiden series, to name a few. You may sometimes say things I don't agree with, but that's just the way wonderful human element. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't. Here's to 2026 of more Cog saying things that sound sus without a pause. Cog is out here waiting for an Elite Series 3 controller, while real ones like me are rocking the Hyperkin Duke controller kind of day.
Wow. Propeller Dog, I got a little emotional with that. Thank you. That was nice. Was really nice. Look, you know how it is. Me and you, Brad, we do content for so long, and you don't realize. I'm starting to realize it the end of last year and this year with how much you affect people.
Yeah.
Because what it is as a creator, sometimes we hyper focus on the vocal minority that could be extremely negative, or how them comments on the video sometimes you're like, oh man, get it that I said this or whatever. But sometimes it is cool to see people that respect you, speak up, because what happens is you realize that sometimes there's more of them, but they're enjoying themselves, so they're just watching the content and it won't say as much. So when you see somebody write that in, so shout out to Propeller Doggo, that's super dope. I appreciate it. And I remember my debut on Defining Duke. The initial iteration of it was I was a guest. It was Maddie and ACG, and I remember guesting on. They had me on, and we had a ball, kind of thing. And then obviously ACG had moved on, and then I'll never forget, in my mind, what's funny is Randall Thor told me it's the funniest inside baseball story. When they were looking for a host, I'm sitting there like, oh yeah, who's it gonna be? Who they gonna get? I'm like, yo, this is great. Because in my mind, I'm like, okay, they're gonna get content creator A who has 10 bazillion subs. So I'm like, yo, who's gonna work with Matt? That's gonna be super interesting to see what they do. So Rand was like, bro, they're gonna call you. Brad called it. Yeah. This is before everything. He's like, bro, they're gonna call. I'm like, what are you talking about? I was like, I don't see it. Like, I legit did not think there was no chance in hell, whatever. So I'll never forget. Maybe 2 days later, I see a DM from Mr. Matty Plays. Oh. I ain't going front. I was like, yo, this is real. Yeah. I was like, hey, bro, I want to talk to you. Let me get a few minutes. And then, he made the pitch. I was like, let's go. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's my bro. And ever since then, it's dope. I love the chemistry we have as well. That's one of my favorite shows to do. He's a great host. Obviously, you've been on a zillion times with us, and you see how much fun we have. And I think the biggest compliment people could say is, let's be real, we all know Xbox is, every time Brad's on, Xbox is doing something crazy. Yeah. So
better hope I don't show up again.
We gonna put you on timeout this year. Stay away from our showcases, sir. We need some. We don't need some bad news after that. But all jokes aside, you the man. But what really cool is just like to see people say, look, when we were debating, we had the conversation with Colin, like, yo, they're getting out of the hardware, they're gonna be around, and Colin was like, hey, what you guys want to do? And we said, okay, we'll present it to the audience. We have a real talk, like how we feel because of Xbox's status, so to speak. And people were like, bro, we can listen to you two talk about pay dry. We don't care. And I was like, wow. And the overwhelming, like, yo, don't get rid of the show. Like, people were concerned. Yeah, kind of thing. And because and obviously you're here and you do an amazing job, but you're also like what I consider like the dope variety gamer who plays everything, does spoiler cast. So you kind of got that lane. If we couldn't like necessarily transition because Summerside exists. And we don't want to be the PC guy. Yeah. I am not. You're the PC. I am not the PC. I'm a console purist through and through. So it was, the future of Duke was talked about. And
worst comes to worst, you guys can be co-host on this show. We'll put you guys on here. Yeah.
Dukes and something. Yeah, I'm with it. That'd be a crazy trio. Like, let's say Xbox continue their foolishness. Yeah. We get into the slop era.
Yeah. Keep you boys around.
Sure. I appreciate it. But thank you, Propeller Joke.
I love having you, Maddie, around. You guys are like peanut butter and jelly. You work super well together.
It's
great, man.
It means a lot.
Yeah. All right. This is from Julio Mendez. Hello, Summoners. Greetings from Venezuela. Don't worry. We are fine and happy. Okay. Keep it up, Square Enix and Dragon Quest, for somehow making the opening hours of Dragon Quest VII tolerable. After hearing so many horror stories about the game's pacing, I think the developers deserve credit for successfully marrying the sense of adventure of the original game with the 3DS faster pace beginning. If the rest of this game or the rest of the game could keep this level of quality up and streamlining, I feel this might be one of the best remakes ever made, which is crazy considering this is a very, very diverse game back in the day. Please take care of yourselves. All right. We got someone else singing the praises of Dragon Quest VII.
That's huge. And I like when he gave the backstory that it was divisive in the game. Okay. See, I like to learn what the purists, think. That's good. So he's loving it. All right.
Yeah. Very good. All right. Good job. Square's doing good work right now.
Yes.
I'm happy with.
Yes.
I lived through the PS3, Xbox 360 days, and that was not fun for me as a JRPG fan for the most part.
Facts.
Weird time. But we're back on track. Cody Gardner wrote and said, "Hey, Summoners, I would like to issue a keep it up to Embark Studios. I played a little bit of the open beta for Arc Raiders and thought it was cool, but not for me. I don't normally get into multiplayer games aside from some random exceptions like Uncharted 4's multiplayer. Dude, shout out. Fun multiplayer. And For Honor. But I wanted it to be for me. I kept watching clips after it came out, and I had a friend raving about it, so I finally picked it up a couple of days ago, or days before Christmas. I was immediately blown away and addicted. I've never played a game like this before. Knowing every player encounter could lead to a shootout or helpful interactions is so good. The arcs make for awesome and sometimes terrifying enemies. The gameplay loop is amazing, and it looks gorgeous. This game is truly a masterpiece, and I hope Embark continues to make good decisions moving forward in supporting it. Keep it up, Embark. And thank you, Brad, for providing us with the best gaming podcast each week. Dude, my pleasure, Cody. I'm glad to hear you're enjoying Arc Raiders, man. It's been an exciting game. I think I got a lot of people into the extract genre. It seems like it's like the big one to really do it. And it's a really awesome game. Really funny. Yeah. Really funny or infuriating, depending on your scenario. So we'll see. I'm personally very excited for Marathon coming up. I hope it's great as well.
Really? Wait, we share this? I didn't know this. I thought I was the lone man of the island.
Cool, and I think Bungie does really good shooting in their games. I like the way the game looks and everything like that. So I'm very interested in it. I don't know if it'll be great or anything. I have no idea, but I'm definitely going to try it. So I'll be there.
No, bro, I'm with you. I was trying to tell Maddie, I played the initial, alpha and all that stuff early. I was okay. I see the potential, but it was still missing a lot that I felt. Yeah. And, since then, I don't know if you saw that new Vidoc, that more recent Vidoc they put. Oh, no. Bro, I'll send it to you. That Vidoc they put out maybe a couple of weeks ago. I got something about it was like a 20-minute Vidoc for Bungie, and and this is right after they settled the whole anti-real thing. Like she came out with the public statement, "I am happy, I am satiate." She got the bag from Bungie and Sony. Yeah. They cleared the air with that. So I'm like, okay, good. So then the Vidoc comes, bro. It is night and day from what I played. Ooh. Not only the graphical glow up, the enemies, and then like you talk about, I love Bungie's shooting mechanics, so I could see. I'm like, man, I'll send you the link, bro. You have to. If you have not seen that, even the staunchest Marathon haters had to go. I go front. They cooked. It looks good. Now, will it
deliver? We don't know. Yeah,
we don't know, right? We don't know. But and Arc Raiders, I will say this though. I love how great Arc Raiders is being received because. Bungie took the They got the proximity chat now. They got all the things that people were like, bro, you have to have these things. And we'll see. So I'm pulling for them. I think it looks good from what I saw. And and I think it's thanks to Arc Raiders and the community for really pushing that genre, because I played Arc Raiders and I was like, all right, I get it. I see it. I'm scared of that game because I'm like, I know with these type of games, because you know what's bad when the homies get mad at you and then they gift you the game, like, stop your BS, I bought it for you, come on.
Yeah,
come on, bro,
that gets real when that happens.
So we was rocking out and stuff like that. But yeah, shout out to Arc Raiders, they doing their thing, man. But yeah, keep an eye on Marathon. I'm starting to feel a little better. Hopefully they can land the plane.
Yep. All right, Cog, let's get a game recommendation from the audience for the audience. This is from Zeldaholic. Salutations, Golden Phantoms. The Sun Bros were gold, right? Yes, they were gold, actually, in the Souls games. I have an indie gem for the game recommendation to the audience. I just finished cruising through Easy Delivery Co. You do deliveries in a Kai truck through 3 twisty, snowy mountain commutes with lo-fi Euro beats playthrough in-game radio. It was chill, 6.5 hours time for me. I hope some folks check it out. All the best, T. That sounds pretty... Sometimes, dude, I want to play a weird game like that. I'm just fucking delivering stuff and like driving around listening to Eurobeats. It's a weird like loop I can get caught in for like a couple days. I could see that happening.
I'm looking at it right now. This is hilarious.
Interesting recommendation, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to this. I'm looking at it right now. A little 8-bit style. Oh no, it's giving me like Nintendo Wii energy. From a graphical standpoint, from the models. But as far as like the driving around, yeah, let's go. Like sometimes you need some of those like simple, what I call like just turn your mind off, just have fun kind of game.
Yeah, I like the vibe of this game. Okay, cool, dude. There you go. All right, Cog, let's talk about Marvel Cosmic Invasion. I think someone talked about this on the show before, and I was like, dude, this sounds sick. And I looked at some of the gameplay footage, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is sick. Really cool. But you're a big Marvel guy. This is right up your alley. Talk to me.
Yeah, man, Marvel Cosmic Invasion. So I have my eye on it. Obviously, these people, the Temple and those guys who did the Ninja Turtles, the Shredder's Revenge, the 4-player. I come from that, like the 4-player co-op beat 'em up from in the style of the X-Men arcade kind of games. And where it really got on my radar is, and even though I'm a Marvel fan, like one thing is my dad, he's brutal. All kids growing up had like Spider-Man, Superman. So my dad takes me to the comic shop at a young age, and he's like, this book over here, you're going to be in the cosmic section. And he gets to be Silver Surfer.
Oh, and I'm like, he's the one that started it. Okay.
I'm like, what's this? And I'm like, bro, this was the hardest book to read as a kid. There's like gods and cosmic entities and deities. And I'm like, but I end up loving it.
Yeah.
And then I realized, I was like, wait a minute. He's like stronger than all the Earth's heroes. Like, he's Silver Surfer, like he can move at the speed of light. So I started to get an appreciation for the character. And I was like, all right, Dad, you started me with this encyclopedia of a damn comic book thing. So since then, I love the cosmic aspect of the MCU. So when I saw Marvel Cosmic Invasion, I believe it was at the Summer Games Fest. Because King had played. I was too busy thirsting to try to get Shinobi. So you know the Shinobi story. I was too busy hyper focused on that. But King is the one that covered it. He's like, oh no, it's really good. So yeah, I remember when this announced. So I'm like, all right, co-op. Dotemu. All right, let's see what's going on. The thing you're gonna notice about the game, obviously, the art style is so classic, and there's so many characters on screen. Every character has their own move list, you know what I'm saying, kind of thing, and very unique abilities in terms of you got strong attack, you got also like your kind of like your ranged attack. But the thing that sets it apart is this tag in system. So you take 2 heroes at one time. So basically you'll do your combos, then you can life trigger tag in your secondary character. So I'll take like Black Panther, who's awesome with like melee in front. He's very quick, very fast. That is good long distance. He has the he can throw these the little vibranium knives and stuff like that. But then I'll take Iron Man as my second character. He's like my long distance. He's shooting his little plasma blade rays and stuff like that. the cool voice acting for all for the characters that sound just like
cool.
the heroes. So they'll say things like when they run out of energy to do their special moves, I don't have enough power for that. And then when you like tag the person in, like they'll have unique verbal interactions. Like when you do, like say if I'm Black Panther and you know, I tag an Iron Man to finish a combo. He was like, you know, he'll say something in reference to Tony Stark. You know, all right, Tony, I see. Cool. I see why you like that tech. You know, like it's just these little goofy little interactions. You know, the stages are multi-layered. This game actually you can level up the characters. They have a lot additional ability moves. There's a ton of secrets, but the thing for me is it's rare for Silver Surfer to be in a video game.
Yeah.
I have a rule. Every game that he has appeared in, I make sure I purchase because it's not a lot of them. Even from the OG NES Silver Surfer game that many people don't even realize that existed.
Not a good game.
Not a good game and very difficult and challenging and hard as hell. It was terrible. But I had to have it. It was Surfer. So I think the best Surfer game is a game that doesn't even exist anymore. Marvel Heroes.
Oh, really?
Marvel Heroes Omega that came to console that was pretty much the MCU in Diablo style. That was the best rendition of Surfer I ever played. And even though I be slandering the Lego ones, the Marvel Heroes, he was in that one. I picked that up. So it's rare. So when I saw him in this, I said, let me see, because I'm very particular when it comes to Surfer. I know that character front and back. I thought they did a fantastic job. The art style is classic. I would say the voice acting, very zen, very Surfer. He's OP as hell. You know, long power range, stuff like that. The surf combos are super dope. But the thing that sets this game apart that I really like is certain characters with the evade button, they have a dodge, like some of the nimble characters like Wolverine, Spider-Man. But some of the more powerful characters, the Iron Mans and Silver Surfers, they'll have a parry. So if you time that during enemy attacks, you could set off these crazy chain reactions. Also, the super moves, you can combine super moves from everybody. And where it really shines is it was me, King, Attic, and my boy CJ. We did 4-player co-op throughout and beat it. So much fun. So again, a great romp. Absolutely amazing. Art style is crazy. Challenging. More challenging than you think. A lot of secrets, a lot of replayability, I would say costumes. They're more palette swaps, you know what I'm saying, kind of thing. So I wish they had more of that. But also you can play on your Steam Deck. Also, it's the perfect on-the-go game.
Beat 'em up there,
I love this game, man. Super good. So Marvel, Cosmic Invasion, Dotemu and those guys, they got another one. And what I like, it's a modern version of the classic beat 'em up genre. The only negative I would say, and Attic brought up a good point, is he never played those type of games before. They're so worried. They're so proud of showcasing all the sprites and craziness that's going on. You can lose track of where your character is.
Anytime you're playing a multiplayer game like that, that's bound to happen on a smaller screen.
Yeah,
so what just comes to the territory to me.
It does. We're used to it, but I had to take from his perspective as a person who's younger, who never played these type of games. What they probably could have done from an accessibility standpoint is what we used to do in the arcade, where it'd be like P1, P2, have that over the head whenever there's a co-op game. For us, we built for that. You know what I'm saying? But Attic is like, I don't know where my guy is. It was hilarious playing with him because I believe he had Ghost Rider and I forgot who the character. And I shout out to them for picking a very, obviously you got your Captain America, your Spider-Mans, I think Venom's in it, Wolverine's in it, but you got some obscure characters too, and cosmic characters, which I think Beta Ray Bill, Silver Surfer, which is super dope that they picked this storyline. I absolutely love it. So Marvel Cosmic Invasion, man, a romp. I loved it, beat it. Can't wait to get back on it again. It's my kill time game.
Yeah. As a 90s kid or grew up in the 90s, you probably know X-Men. It was a big deal. So X-Men are always like my favorite Marvel kind of characters. And I know they have some in here. They have Wolverine, Storm, and Nightcrawler. Is Nightcrawler in it, or is it just those two?
I think it's just, you know what? I think it might be just those two. I know Rocket's in it. Yeah, from the X-Men standpoint, I think you may be right. I think it's just those two. Just from the X-Men roster.
Interesting. Okay.
But you made a good point. This is like I would consider this almost a spiritual successor to those X-Men games that you like.
Yeah, which were
beat 'em up.
Sick. The X-Men beat 'em up is legendary. Great game. Yeah. They never put my boy Gambit in shit though.
I know.
It pisses me off.
Gambit never get the love,
Gambit
bro.
never
You're
get
right.
the love, man. It sucks.
You're right.
He's so popular, I feel like, too, or so beloved, at least.
Damn. Absolutely right. No, you're right. I didn't think about that. Gambit needs to get more appearances in video games.
Yeah. Help Gambit out. Come on, guys.
Yeah, help it out.
All right, Cog.
Yo.
Next game. My final game.
Mm-hmm.
So, I had this game for years, Cog, and I always meant to play it. And video games have been really good right now. I've been playing a lot of good shit, Cog. So I've been like, you know what? I need perspective once again. I need to play something awful just to remember what a bad game actually is. You know, people calling everything slop nowadays. Everything sucks, boo-hoo, everything's bad. Let's play a real bad game, actually.
Let's do it.
I busted out Sonic 06 for the PlayStation 3. The worst platform to play this on, too, by the way.
Yikes.
And
talk to me.
That's a bad game. That's actually a really bad game, dude. Really bad. One thing is, hold on, I just got a lot of write-ins first. Let me read some of these.
Oh, we got a lot of comments on this one.
Yeah, this is from Paul Andrew. Dude, Sonic 06? That's it. That's it.
That's it.
Joe Crossroads said, hey, Summoners, no question for the squad, really. Just wanted to write in and say that when I saw Sonic 06 on Brad's list, I immediately said fuck out loud, involuntary to a room of nobody, and felt an exhaustion come over me. Can't wait to hear your thoughts and see what Cog's stance is on this classic.
No, he didn't put the quotes on classic.
Yeah. Antonio Rodriguez wrote and said, hey fellas, Brad, what the fuck are you doing playing Sonic 2006? Out of all the games you own, all the titles in your backlog, you choose the digital equivalent to a fucking turd. God bless you for playing one of the worst piles of trash from the PS3/360 generation. But hey, at least his world is a cool song. What do you think of Silver screaming, it's no use, every 10 seconds during his boss fight when you fight him as Sonic? We need to bring that up before I forget, though, Cog. There's a boss fight. There's a new Hedgehog in this game. His name is Silver. He has psychic powers. Dork, right away. You fight him, Cog, and this motherfucker can grab you with his psychic powers and keep you locked in animation frames like you're playing Marvel vs. Capcom. Like, you know when you play Marvel vs. Capcom and you get fucking juggled, then they're juggling you for like 30 seconds and swapping. This is like what the same thing happened to you. You get grabbed and you better hope to God he lets you go, because you could just get caught in a loop over and over and over and over. It's fucking brutal, Cog. I'll get into more of that later, though, about how shitty this game is. Tony Fettuccini wrote, said, hey, Summers, Brad, are you enjoying the absurd amount of loading screens in Sonic 06? I feel like the game would almost be enjoyable if it weren't for all those constantly breaking up the buggy action. Anyways, keep fucking that chicken. P.S. Dustin is totally right about being turned on by Varang, the red avatar lady.
I caught some. I caught this. I saw this running around. I was laughing. I was like, oh, they're never going to let Dustin hear the end of this.
Oh, man. So,
too funny.
Sonic 06, Cog. This was the game, the 3D game after Sonic Adventure 2. You know, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, Dreamcast games, also went to GameCube. Pretty loved by the fan base. People like those games. Sonic 06, dude. This was the big comeback for the Hedgehog on a brand new platforms. They were so confident with this game, Cog. They just called it Sonic the Hedgehog. Like it's a fucking reboot, dude. Like you're Doom 2016 or some shit like that. And this is a steaming pile of shit, dude. Now, let me say a couple of things that I like about the game right off the bat.
Let's go.
Soundtrack. Kind of cool. Kind of slaps. Not going to lie there. Some good shit on here, man. Some good tracks. Number 2. One thing I liked about Sonic Adventure 1 back in the day, and you probably remember this as well, some of the free roam elements, you know, in the cities and stuff like that, I thought that was fucking cool back then. There is some of that here. Much lighter, though. Much, much lighter. Like the town you start off in looks really cool. It's like a little Venice. Looks like Venice or something like that. Really sick. But every time you play the game, you were kind of boxed into these little areas of the map. You can't get past areas. You got to talk to guys and stuff like that. And they're like, oh, you can't pass here yet until you beat a level kind of thing like that. Whatever. But man, this game runs like shit, Cog. It runs so bad, dude. It's like the frame rate is like this, then just tanks for like 30 seconds and back up. And it's like you're trying to play a high-speed game where you got to dodge shit, jump around really quick while you're dealing with this frame rate that's just fucking going nuts.
Horrible.
And you know what's such a weird thing is it's like, I don't say this a lot about games nowadays because we've gotten so much better with video games, but it controls so badly, man. That's like something you would say about like NES games or Super Nintendo game era games where you're like, oh, the controls are just not good. I'm like bringing up complaints from that era. I'm like, the controls are just not good here, Cog. I feel not in control of this little maniac running around here. It feels so bad. There's like a snowboarding section, Cog, where I was like, oh, sick. Sonic with the snowboard. I remember Sonic 3 on Genesis. I love that shit.
Let's go.
Awful controls. Just awful. Like constantly stopping. You have to like hold forward and like adjust at a slightly perfect angle to keep moving. It just feels like this game needed 2 more years in the oven from what I've played of it. Even just from an optimization standpoint, it's insanely bad. There's like a whole story where, dude, Eggman in this game, Robotnik looks weird. He just looks weird in this game. Like they made him a little too realistic looking, and it just freaks me out. It's like too far, you know? They went too far with his proportions and everything. There's this like human girl Sonic's rescuing in this game. And their whole like, dude, there's a cutscene, Cog, where they're like running together in like, I'm not even kidding, the Windows XP background. That's exactly what it looked like. And it's just awkward. He's like carrying her like she's like a princess, like running around. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Like, this ain't right, man. We should not be showing kids this shit. Like, this bestiality going on here between these two. I know they kiss, dude. This ain't right.
This ain't it.
This ain't right, dude. This is fucked up shit, dude. All the levels are kind of boring. They're not very well designed going through them. Like, I'm thinking of the old levels from Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. Way more enjoyable. Cog, perfect example. Sonic Adventure 2. Knuckles. You may know a level called Pumpkin Hill. Mm-hmm. Many of the OGs know it. The song Maddie would know it immediately if I brought it up to him. There's a whole song about Pumpkin Hill. You're gliding around Knuckles, collecting Chaos Emeralds, all that shit. You get to play as Knuckles at some points in this game. He feels like a complete step backwards, not only from his controls and everything like that, just playing as Knuckles, but the structure of what you're doing is just so basic and just bad. This is like a baffling game. Like, I'm playing this game, Cog. I'm like, how the fuck did this game come out?
Like, try to understand the development, right?
Yeah. People were telling me Yuji Naka left during the development of this game.
Oh.
Who's very well known for Sonic. This was the game, dude. This is the game that set him over the edge, man. And then we ended up getting things like Balan Wonderworld. This is the game that did it, dude. And
Naka left on that?
Yeah. There's 3 campaigns, I believe. There's Sonic, Shadow, and Silver, and I've only played Sonic so far. I haven't even finished it, and man, I streamed a lot of this, Cog, and I was fucking losing the will to keep going.
God bless you. I don't know how you did that. I don't know why you did this. I want to know the mentality. Like, what made you say, yo, 06, bro, Sonic, this is the one. I got to do it.
I've played most Sonic games, okay? Mm-hmm. I love talking shit on Sonic, but I can have fun every now and then playing a Sonic game. I won't lie, dude. Can have fun. And I remember playing the demo for this game on the Xbox 360, my 360, the demo. And I was like, okay, this isn't too bad. Funny thing about the demo is I believe they put extra work into that demo to make it good. And I just remember hearing about this game, for years, 20 years now, just how shitty it is. I'm like, okay, well, there's something that hated by the community and people love talking shit on. It's like, I gotta see what that's about. And like I said, Cog, I wanted perspective. I've been playing a lot of good stuff again. I gotta remind myself what a truly bad game is. No more calling anything slop. No more saying everything's awful. It's like people haven't played awful games when they think some of this stuff is really bad.
Good call out,
you
though.
need to
I
play
agree with that.
really bad games, actually.
Facts.
To see.
I agree with you.
When people are like, oh, a game's a 2, it's like, you need to play an actual 2 to know what a 2 is.
Good call out. I love that pocket you in, because not to interrupt, but because I get frustrated where, a game will be like an 80 Metacritic.
Yeah, they're like, oh, Ghost of Yote is trash. Yeah.
I'm like, what are you talking about? Are you kidding me right now? You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to say something has a flaw or, one issue that you could be hopefully iterated on and improved on for a sequel, but the rest of the experience is fun and you're enjoying yourself. It's another thing to say something is trash. And what bothers me is that if something is not a 90 Metacritic, it's automatically deemed trash. Yeah. And it's just like, how many games I played that were like 70s, quote unquote, Metacritic, whatever. And I had the time of my life. Like you nailed it. People don't know what truly bad is. But continue. You cooking.
But like Cog, okay. So not only does the frame rate just kind of whatever, there was instances where I would do something and Sonic would just go flying off the screen. But I was just like, what the fuck's happening here? It's like, you guys did not test this all the way and stuff like that.
No.
Dude, okay, so I am playing the PS3 version, which is, I think, the worst version by far. Cog, okay, you're in the city.
Mm-hmm.
You go up to someone, you talk to them. It loads for like 15 seconds. They say a sentence. It loads for like 15 seconds. Then you get to do the level or something like that.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
It's loaded through the MVC conversations?
Yeah, man. You start talking to them, it loads. They talk for like a sentence or two, loads again. And this is a frequent thing throughout the entire game. Constant loading. Anything you're doing, this puppy's loading. Cell process, power of the cell, my ass, dude. At least with this shit, dude. Sega was not cooking with this game, dude. They were vomiting into like the soup kitchen. It's like, you're trying to feed people this delicious food, dude. These unfortunate Sonic fans. Meanwhile, someone's barfing in the back into it. And this is what this game is. Now,
yikes.
This is a weird game, Cog, because I do want to continue playing it for more perspective.
Interesting.
But it's horrible, and I won't recommend it to anyone. But if you're a freak like me and you want to experience some awful things once in a while, Sonic 06, maybe. Unfortunately, I don't think you can play it on any modern platform. I don't think so. It was a 360 and a PS3 game. Maybe Xbox One had backwards compatibility with it. Maybe I have to check. But I don't think Series X does.
No,
so maybe if you have a hard copy, I don't know. But when I bought this, it was cheap. It was like $20. Surprise. It was also still in the wrap. Like I just unwrapped it, Cog, when I started playing it recently. I kept it in the wrap.
You kept it in the wrap. Oh, damn.
Yeah, but man, that was an experience, man. It's just like, what happened? Like I felt like I was in a fever dream or something like that. But I was speechless a lot when I was playing the game.
Yeah, I'm reading it now. It's kind of what you kind of alluded to, where Naka left in mid development, which is what I'm learning. And there was a lot of internal contention. It seems like I don't know if he was forced out. There's a power struggle going on at Sega right there.
Dude, Civil War in there.
Yeah, it's bad. It's pretty bad stuff. So this doesn't surprise me. I remember, when I talked to Peter Moore and, during the Dreamcast towards the end, and he would tell me how disillusioned Sega was at certain times. Because remember, the mothership is Sega Japan. You know?
Of course.
And he would have to go. He's representing the American side. He would go over there. And he used an example. It was one of the funniest stories he ever told me. He was like, when he would do case studies when it came to American gamers and their view of Sega at the time. And he would go to them, and it was like PlayStation had the analogy of like, the high school quarterback, good looking, gets all the chicks or whatever. Nintendo had a great thing. And he was like, Sega's reputation in case studies was kind of like your old senile grandfather. You know what I'm saying? He used to be good, but he's kind of losing a step. And, and he told this to, how things were trending and reviewing in these focus groups. And Sega was like, there's no way. There's no way. Like they thought he was lying. So basically, what I'm trying to say is during some of their most contentious moments, they had a problem. I believe Naka was in that room with Peter Moore. I believe you and those guys were in the room. Like the old, like they're prideful.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So there's a lot of power. Basically, what I'm trying to say, there's a lot of power struggle going on and stuff like that. And I wouldn't be surprised now that I'm reading this story now. This is like a case study. What I'm learning now. I'm glad you brought this up because to learn what was going on during 06 seems to be Naka's turmoil internally with Sega to leave a Sonic game. This is the co-creator of Sonic. Could you imagine Miyamoto left during the development of Mario 64?
Yeah, shit's fucked if that happens.
And that's what this is. That is a crazy. I gotta watch videos. And I'm glad you brought this up. Like I didn't know this. I stood away from this game. I heard stories about it. I was like, yeah, I'm good. And I was kind of cooling on Sonic probably at that time, even though the other ones prior were good. Yeah. But yeah, man, this is crazy stuff.
Fascinating game, dude.
Yeah.
If you're into like a historical perspective, I think it could be worth checking out from that front. If you want a piece of history.
Bro. Yes.
But boy, oh boy, is it not good?
Yeah, it's not. No, it's not good.
It ain't good. It ain't it, but
ain't it.
I'll see if I can get the will to continue it, Cog.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be defeated by Sonic. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to lose to that blue bitch.
Slander.
I gotta win. But we'll see how things go in the future.
No.
All right. Cog, final game here. Destiny 2 Renegades. This is the Star Wars thing, right?
Yeah.
Cool. I saw that, Cog, and I was like, oh, shit. Am I going to play Destiny? I didn't, but I thought about it for a few minutes. Let me read a couple write-ins for you real quick here. This is from Jeff and Nola. Ahoy, Summoners. Quick question for Cog. Is Destiny 2 Renegades easy to jump in for a lapse years at this point Destiny 2 player? Love the gameplay, but every time I try to jump back in, I have no idea what's going on. I would also love a single-player Destiny 2 story campaign to be released at some point. All the best, Jeff.
Nola. Actually, I would say yes. I would say Jeff. They've with this particular expansion with Renegades, because I've been a lapsed Destiny player myself for a couple of months. I had put it down, and I put it down in the majority of 2025, and was so productive. I got so many games finished.
Yeah,
but no, it is the way they have the portal system. They kind of streamline you into just being able to do the Renegade missions, and you can just focus on that. They've also, have like this what I consider like a bundle, a treasure chest as soon as you log in, that you'll get all at level gear that allows you to do
current content and stuff. Yeah.
Yes. And one of the quality of life things that they did, I heard a couple of months even before this expansion, is they realized that Destiny is a game that it's the FOMO game, right? So it's like, if you haven't played in a while and then your friends, because what happened is your friends that are hardcore, they don't want to have to carry you through old content to get you up to to play the new content. So what the game has done now is like, okay, let's say you don't get the treasure chest level up thing. You just want to play. The game will now immediately set you 5 levels below the new content, and it'll boost your power automatically and then give you drops accordingly so you can play with your friends that are still hardcore. Okay. So they've done some quality of life things. But as far as you still want to read the things, or you want me to answer?
We'll get to the last one later because that's about Destiny 3.
Got you. So yeah. No, as far as the campaign, look, man, I gotta admit, I'm a casual Star Wars fan. I'm not the most hardcore Star Wars guy. I'll admit that. However, I thought this was an interesting collabo. I'm like, it kind of works. You got the Sith, and the Destiny equivalent of that would be the Dredgen, and they kind of leaned into that. And I will say this: the environments, the backdrops, the music, clearly, Lucas, like they gave the okay. Now, here's where. These are the reason why I still play Destiny to this day. Obviously, me and you talked about Bungie and the shooting mechanics and how great that feels. And obviously, they got this marriage of the gunplay and then these abilities, and you feel, you're a space sorcerer, right? So you got that going on. But where I get in, this is my personal reason why I cannot put this game down. I'm a build crafting guy.
Okay.
I'm a guy that you like, yo, Brad, like if you put this exotic weapon with this, armor set, you could generate these crazy enemies. Like I'm, that guy. You get these ability. Your cooldowns are great. You synergize it with this subclass, and you would tear up the battlefield. I'm that. So what I've always wanted from
I didn't know
Destiny,
that about you, Cog. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm a huge, like, that's my addiction. I'll watch videos from content creators of like, I've got this great Nova Bomb strand build with this. And, bro, you do that, or DPS. I love the technical minutia of games. Now, one thing I want to give a shout out to a game that their community doesn't like me, but they start with me. I don't have no problem with Division guys.
Oh,
Division guys hate me because I love Destiny. Warframe guy, you know what it is? I'm gonna tell you what it really is.
Okay.
Guys secretly, they be like, damn, I could tell Cog like live service. He likes these MMOs. I want him to play my game with me. And I won't give Destiny up. They're like, it's dead now, right? So you're going to come and play Warframe with me, right? I'm like, I don't like Warframe.
Hey, come on. Cog is a man that goes down with the ship. That's the kind of guy he is. Look with him in Xbox, dude. He's still there.
I'm a lover. I'm a romantic. Like, I love it. I love hard. And when I rock out. You put a ring on it, we going all the way.
Dude, I respect it, man. I love it. It's great, dude.
So that is nothing going to replicate that gunplay. Also, endgame. I love dungeons, raids, 6-player co-op. Well, you got to figure out, hey, Brad, okay, hit that switch. You stand there. I'll stand there. Okay, I think we figured it out. Like, you put that in a video game with Bungie shooting mechanics, it's magic, bro. It's absolute magic. So anyway, back to, to this, where I felt like they had that. They got the build crafting for the first time. This is why I want to give Division guys their flowers. One thing that I was always envious about Division is gear sets. Normally, what'll happen is, you get an exotic piece of armor, you play that primarily, but they make it devalues legendary stuff. But if you have a set, if you put on these boots and this chest, you'll get extra sword damage that'll weaken the enemy or something like that. So now you get into play styles. I'm like, yes, they finally did that. Then, I ain't gonna hold you. The Praxic Blade, which is literally the lightsaber.
I saw that actually. Bro. Because my girlfriend was playing it for a while. I was watching her play it. She was playing it for a little bit, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know she plays that still. Right? We got to think, okay, you got to give me that Bungie idea. Anyway, bro, I got the clan because I got one of the best clans going. They like, Cog, don't worry, we go hard carry you through the content if you get stuck.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the campaign's good. I would say the story is a little nonsensical. Yeah. They're kind of forcing certain things, but the gameplay is good. The gameplay is fun. There's missions when you're getting on the speeder bikes and you're doing like Star Wars stuff. There's stuff that looks like I'm in the Ewok stuff, and I'm like, okay, like it's really cool. And I had a blast playing the levels. I thought the levels did something unique and fun each time. They've got these new type of enemies now who have these different type of shields, and basically what they've done is they've introduced a new weapon type. They're called heat weapons. So what happens is, normally when you shoot this weapon, it generates a heat meter, and then it can overheat. So they're literally like blasters from Star Wars, and they got the sound effects, pew, pew, pew. But they're powerful. So you got to pace your shots and look at that cool meter. And I thought that was a dope gameplay mechanic. We talked about the sword, bro. When you're playing with this sword, not only is it one of the most powerful melee attacks in the game, bro, you can be made reflecting bullets back at the enemy.
That's really cool.
You can toss it like a boomerang, catch it. I'm like, and then here's the new game mode. So you've got the main story. Just campaign short, maybe 4 to 6 hours tops. Yeah. Short. They have an exotic mission, which is the first time they put an exotic mission inside the campaign, which is a level of challenge, which is really cool. When you do that, that's when you get the Praxic Blade quest. What the mode is that they add is called Invasion. And this is where Destiny takes a little bit of Helldivers.
Okay.
This is the most enemy density mission. So basically, it's like you got to do it, get some stuff, do some missions, get some cargo, and sneak out and extract. And then you got to call the thing in. Bro, it is the most enemies you've ever going to see on the screen. It's crazy intense. And you're like, oh, where's that ship? We got to get up out of here. Because it's overwhelming. And they don't stop spawning. It's, bro, a ton of fun.
Cool.
I ain't going to hold you. I've been playing a lot of Renegades lately. And then they finally dragged me through, which is the end game. After I beat the main campaign, did all that stuff, is the dungeon. And it's called Equilibrium. Awesome mechanics. First of all, the whole theme, it's like you're on almost like a Death Star kind of thing.
Oh man, that's
Bro,
cool.
the bosses, the backgrounds, the environments, the lighting, the boss fight is awesome. You're fighting almost like a Palpatine tickle fingers kind of a guy. It's kind of dope. Look, is this gonna save Destiny? No. The numbers are still low. They're still bad. It's still, but I will admit, this is a lot of fun. The gameplay is great. And it reminds me when Destiny was at its lowest was this expansion called The Curse of Osiris. That was when Destiny was at its lowest. And then they came out with a campaign after it called Warmind, where they made a lot of game changes. This reminds me of a Warmind moment. Okay. This still may not save Destiny. Destiny still may be dead, and they may need to come out with part 3 or whatever, but I can't admit, I'm having a lot of fun with Renegade. I didn't expect this, and I've been playing a ton of Destiny lately, especially on my ROG Ally. It runs amazing portably. Yeah. Oh, my God. So I've been doing that. I've been catching up on little missions, doing my invasions and my bounties. So, yeah, shout out to, if you got the itch, I'm very curious about Star Wars fans, the hardcore, how they feel about it, because I feel it's a nice match, but I'm curious. I spoke to my boy Ty Guy Travis, and I see him playing, and he's a hardcore. He was a hardcore Destiny guy that stopped and lapsed, but he's a hardcore Star Wars guy. And I saw him playing a lot lately. I'm like, oh, you kind of like it because you gave up Destiny. I see you on every day. I look at my Destiny list, and I'm like, oh, look at Ty Guy playing, you know what I'm saying, kind of thing. So I got to hit my boy Ebontis up and hit him, see, because he's actually been lapsed as well, and see if he can play it. But no, good expansion. I must admit.
Yeah, Cog, I saw the game. And I was like, oh, shit, cool. Like, you can get, like, Darth Vader stuff and, like, Kylo Ren. And I was like, oh, shit. Bro, then I saw the shop, and I was like, fuck, man, I can't play this because I want to buy stuff in here.
Bro, it's too late. They got the Mandalorian joint. Yeah. They got the full Star Trek. Bro, they got everything. Yeah. This is where the monetization.
Yeah, I can't do it, man. It's too deadly. So I gotta bow out because I know I'll get sucked in and spend too much money. I don't need to.
Smart, man.
Frang G wrote and said, yo, question for Cog Howard. What do you want to see Bungie do for Destiny 3? I know it's too damn early for talks like this, but come on, dude. It's dire. The ending was dope, and I'm taking a huge break trying to beat stuff I've put off. Let me know how the hamster wheel is treating you.
Good question. What do I want from D3? You know, I think with me now, it's the Tiger engine. Look, it's shown its age. They've done as much as I'm actually surprised all the things they keep adding to it, to be real with you. I think when I started to realize the tail end of Destiny was nigh was when they did that whole content vault nonsense and, you know, oh, you can't play the D2 base campaign anymore. It's gone because the game's too big, yada, yada, yada. I think for me, let's see, what do I need? Obviously, we're starting to build crafting in the right way. I think they're treading in the right way with that. Obviously, more subclasses, stuff like that. But I think the main thing for Destiny, until it solves this practical problem, is you need, one, the narrative from complete to finish. Because people still love Bungie only for that. It would be the equivalent of like Call of Duty not having campaigns anymore. You can't access. You have to have the full leg thing so you can keep the single player guys who don't want to even do all that multiplayer stuff, you know, MMO stuff. So you got that. I would say onboarding. Onboarding is always the problem. If you go away from this game would try to make you stay in it week to week with the seasonal content. And if you miss, so I've noticed they've done things to kind of improve that. They have this currency called Chronolog, where if you haven't played in a while, you could see gear sets and weapons that you missed out on. Because that's the other thing. People are like, hey, you're going to need this for this encounter. Like, hey, I don't have that gun. I've been playing for months. They have opportunities for you to now get these resources and stuff like that. And I think ultimately, it's really engine. It's just, it's time. It's time for this. This game is still, I believe, on PS4 and Xbox. Like, yeah, it's time. So that's what I would say. I would love to see them really expand in that way, and then pinnacle content. And that's pretty much all I need. I think the formula it's tried and true. It's still good to its core, but people really want a new game.
Yep. All right, Cog, let's end the show with some write-ins from the audience. If you want to write into the show, I post a thread every Saturday on the Last Stand Patreon, so keep an eye out there. This is from Phil. I have a question for Cog. And I should state, first of all, that I am also an Xbox first gamer and ask this question with respect.
You know it's bad when they got to preface it with that. I love that. I like you come up when you lead it with love before you come up with the slander. Let's go.
I am planning to fully move to PlayStation next generation. I don't see any reason to buy a new Xbox at all. I will keep my current Series X as a means to play my existing library, but I will be making all purchases going forward on PlayStation. I can't see any logical reason why Xbox gamer wouldn't do the same. Why delay the inevitable? Dedicated console experience? PlayStation. Xbox published games? PlayStation. Heavily rumored, fully compatible, and custom designed handheld device? PlayStation. No PC, tweaking and twerking? PlayStation. It seems like a no-lose situation going forward. I'd like to know COG's thoughts on what happens when Xbox does and they will leave the hardware space. This is a tough question, COG. This guy's had it. He's fed up. He's moving on. You got some advice for him?
Yeah. I think he's answered his own question.
Yeah.
I mean, it's simple. Like, Xbox is dead as we once knew it. It's not going to be this competitive console that's going to be trying to sell more console. It's not going to out console PlayStation and out console Nintendo. Those days have been over. They're throwing the towel with that. They are a publisher who just happens to have a console, which is a unique thing, which is, I'm not used to that. We're used to, you fully embrace being a publisher like a Sega, and then you move on. So they're doing this other thing, right? But I got to be real with you. They're gonna be fine. They actually don't mind that they're like, hey, go over there, PlayStation, because at the end of the day, you're gonna buy the Xbox published games. I don't know if y'all saw. Did you see Forza Horizon 5's numbers just now? That it's like 300 million or something in that.
300 million, like players, or what?
No, I'm gonna get this.
300 million is an insane amount.
I may be misquoted on the number, but I believe Eurogamer just put out an article about 2 days ago.
Okay.
In reference to Forza Horizon 5 PlayStation sales. Oh, sorry, 300. I'm bugging. 5 million. Sorry. Okay. 300 million in additional sales for Xbox. That was where I got the 300
from. I was like, 300 million sales? Sorry. The best game of all time.
I remember seeing 300 and I got too excited. So let me send you the article so you see I'm sourcing you. I'm not just making things up. So again, they just sold an old PS5 port. Was it like 4-year-old game?
Yeah.
It's made 5 million sales on PlayStation.
Yeah.
So this is the thing, Phil. I get it. As an Xbox console purist, it infuriates us to see them not care about the Xbox hardware in the way we want, right?
Yeah.
But it's hard to talk to someone who's making money and tell them, yo, stop making money and do what I want you to do. It's tough, you know what I'm saying? So I get that. Now, as far as your logic, I think your logic is sound. If you go to PlayStation, okay, cool. You get your dedicated console experience. Xbox Plus games will be there. Now, we'll see. There will be, for the most part, you're going to get day and date, I assume. There's going to be some weird exceptions. Like, obviously, Forza Horizon 6 is a weird exception where I'm actually surprised it's not going to be day and date on that. So
we're kind of in the process, I think, COG, sorry to interrupt you, still transitioning into the day and date thing.
I agree. You were literally about to say what I was going to say.
Maybe in a couple of years, we'll get to like day and date for everything.
Right. I feel like you nailed it. I feel the operation is in transition of being a publisher, right? So you're going to get some titles ready to go, but there's other studios that now they have to ramp up for PlayStation adoption and ports, right? And that takes time. So, and I think Wally with Playground, remember they're doing 2 games, they're doing Fable, they're doing this. So they're probably like, hey, let's focus just on the Xbox version. So I think that's just exclusivity by coincidence based on the transition. Right. But I think you're fine as long as you're okay waiting a month or 2, but the majority of games will come day and date. And as far as the handheld, I'm with you there. I'm very upset that, Xbox's dedicated handheld, I should say very upset. I understand why they did it. But even though I love my ROG, don't get me wrong, kind of what the earlier user talked about with the Mass Effect experience, right? We want the Xbox console experience handheld, which is dedicated from Xbox first party. If the PlayStation rumors are true, Project Canis And they have, bro, I am super hyped. I've been waiting for PlayStation to jump back into space. I'm a Vita guy through and through. As a person, this is my biggest frustration with PlayStation. This is why I do still support Xbox over PlayStation, because, I travel, I'm on multiple devices. It burns my soul that I can't play Ghost of Yotei on my PC, on a handheld. I want to continue because they have those big experiences. I would get games finished. That's how I get games finished, bro. Like, I'm on the road. I'm like, okay, I got my Play Anywhere. I can get. That's what I want from places. Give me that handheld, bro. So I think that'll be good. And I'm with you as a console purist. No PC tweaking and twerking. I cannot stand it. So yeah, I think you're fine. I think Xbox is fine with you over there, picking up the games over there. They don't care, bro.
Yeah, they've changed their mentality. Yeah. They're not into the console war anymore. Those days are over. They will exist as a publisher. You like their games, you'll still be able to play them probably. So if that's what matters to you, that's good. But if you are someone that wants to play on the hardware, clock's ticking for now.
There you go. I'm with you 100%.
All right, Raisin wrote in and said, "Howdy, Summoners. Cog, I need some advice. As you know, I am the ultimate Forza bro, as dubbed by Maddie. However, I'm in a bit of a pickle. With the developer direct approaching, I am fully expecting a release date for Forza Horizon 6. The problem is I sold my Series S after purchasing Forza Horizon 5 on PS5. With Horizon 6 not releasing day and date on PS5, I am currently without a means to play Horizon 6 at launch. My question is this: do I buy a used Series S and sub to Game Pass so I can play day one, or do I patiently wait for the PS5 release? I'm going to buy Horizon 6 on PS5 regardless. I just don't know if I have the self-control to wait until the PS5 release. Maybe the wait for the PS5 version won't be long. Maybe what do y'all think? Consoles aren't getting any cheaper. Maybe the fiscally responsible thing to do is wait for PS5, but I am an addict. I got a fever, and the only prescription is more Forza kind of day. This is a tough one, Cog. It's tough. We don't know how long the window will be. Yeah. I will just say before I give it to Cog is I would wait until we get the date for from the developer direct and see how long it is. Like if it's like a month or two, I would just say wait. But if it's like 6 months and you got to play it, if it's that important to you, maybe pony up. I'm gonna let Cog go, but I'm gonna look up how much used Series S's go for.
Yeah, actually, it's a good question.
I'm just gonna check eBay real quick.
Yeah, please do. I'm actually curious myself. Raisin, I could tell, man. First of all, shout out to you. I could tell you're a Forza bro, and me and you both know that's one of the games that we're probably the most confident out of the Xbox family. That's their premier flagship game. It's Horizon at this point, right? So it's gonna be. I'd be very shocked if that game came out, not at the quality that we expect and not an amazing game off rip. As far as your issue, so you got rid of the Series S. I get it. I'm assuming based on the way you're talking, you do not have PC. Because I'm like, bro, just get the PC version and you lit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should be fine. But I'm going to assume that you're a console bro through and through, and you don't have a PC that's either capable or you don't want to play it on PC. Because at the end of the day, even though it is Xbox, it will be Xbox and PC. So you don't want to do that. Now, I'm with Brad. Wait for the developer direct. Let's see if we get that date, right? Is it the first half of 2026 or is it the second half of 2026? Depending on the release, I think this is my feeling on the port. Forza does have a lot of technicality to it. It's an online, thing, online thing. You got the multiplayer. There is a part, maybe I'm wrong, but there's a part of me that I feel like you may have to wait. I don't know if the turnaround is going to be like 6 months.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I am concerned, especially with Playground launching 2 games, right? Yeah. Unless they provide the, hustle the part. So how much that Series does go? Let's find out how much that costs first.
So on eBay, I was kind of seeing them from like 150.
Oh.
Someone's trying to get $400 for one. It's like, bro, relax. No one's going to fucking buy that shit.
Calm down.
Yeah, 150? So 150 was like the cheapest that I've seen here.
Okay. We could do $150.
$150, yeah.
But yeah, like I will, since he's so thirsty for this, and it's clear he can't wait.
Right.
It's clear, right? My concern for him, Brad, Raisin, is that I don't think it's going to be a quick turnaround. Because even Indiana Jones took a little bit for what it took a bit. So
like 6 months,
Yeah, like you may be lucky you get it at the end of the year. So, and based on your talking, you can't wait. So,
yeah, if you're fiending, dude, you might have to pull the trigger.
Yeah,
and if you can
get that
price, the Series S, sure.
But
are you just going to sell it again after?
I know. That's the thing. That's the thing. Yeah.
Can you rent consoles still, dude? Like, can you just rent it for like a couple of weeks and just keep it filled?
Remember that? Yeah, you do a little rental for
man.
Oh man. Yeah, this Forza is gonna be huge. So we'll see. Wait until the direct. Wait till you get a date, and then from there we'll take it from there. But if you can't wait, then get that little S on the side, and that should hold you down.
Yep. All right, this is from Jose. Greetings, Summoners. What is your relationship with video game achievements? One of my gaming New Year's resolutions is to simply turn the achievement notifications off. My buddy and I played through Trails in the Sky remake. He clocked in 50 hours to beat it, and I took 90 hours because I wanted to get all the achievements. I have limited free time after my full-time job and rather have time to play other games. Keep up the great work, crew. Jose, you're doing what I've been telling people who complain about Nintendo with achievements. I'm like, give Nintendo achievements. They're like, I don't want achievements. It's distracting. I'm just like, turn that shit off, bitch. Don't ruin it for me.
There you go.
That's the way to do it. But COG, achievements for me, trophies, whatever. I only do it for a game if I really love the game and I'm really enjoying it. I'm not doing it just for any game. They can be fun, but I have to enjoy myself getting the trophies. Like, I love getting all the achievements, trophies for like Resident Evil games. I love shit like that. But for Trails in the Sky, dude, nah, not for me. So I only do it for select things where I actually go for it. What about you, Carl?
100%. You are a man of my liking. That is literally my exact take. I'm not doing that for any random game. God bless you, Colin. I ain't doing that.
Yeah, God bless.
Especially if it's a game I'm not having the greatest of time. And then some of these achievements really make you play outside the gameplay loop and do foolishness. So some of them are just about engagement. I remember when Gears, they have an achievement called Seriously, 10,000 kills and all these. I'm not doing that, bro. But I will tell you, like Brad, if I love the game, if this is like my heart, like there are certain games like, the Tekkens, the Shinobis, you know what I'm saying? There's certain games I'm like, all right. And I'll look at the list and I'll see how realistic it is. And I'm like, okay, I could do this. You know what I'm saying? It may require a couple of things here and there, but for the most part, but that's only if I love you like 100%, you know what I'm saying, kind of thing. I'm just not doing that. So I like the idea of achievements. I love them in video games. I still wish Xbox would make us a trophy, platinum kind of equivalent. So stupid that they have not, and they are literally the founders, stewards of bringing achievements into gaming. But as far as the other stuff, like, when I started getting disenchanted with achievements, I'll be honest, I remember playing like certain games, let's say certain RPGs, and these are like 100-hour RPGs, right? Yeah. And you finished the game, Brad, and they got the nerve to be like, you've only had 150 out of 1,000 achievements done, and you beat the whole game. Yeah. I'm like, if y'all don't stop with this nonsense, just to kind of farm engagement, I was like, I'm good. I ain't got that level of FOMO. I beat your game. I'm done.
Yeah, sorry. All right. Final writing here from Hashim Barakat. Good day, Summoners, and Happy New Year. Since you're playing Dragon Quest VII demo, I have a JRPG question for both of you. Do you prefer a game where you can customize your party members fully, or a game where each ally has a fixed job role and abilities? I personally prefer fixed roles, as it's easier to manage the party, and it can enrich the story of the characters. That's why Final Fantasy IX is my favorite of the series. Thank you very much for the great content, and I wish you all a great week and a joyful 2026.
That's a dope question.
Yeah. For me, COG,
talk to me.
I'm kind of fine with either. I like both, depending on the game. Like Final Fantasy VII, it's like one of my favorite games. You can do whatever you want to pretty much any character in that game with the materia system. You have that complete freedom. But like he said, Hashim, like Final Fantasy IX, it's very much like Zidane is a thief, Vivi is a black mage kind of thing. And I think there's cool things to both. To me, it just depends how it serves the game and the story. Like, I like Final Fantasy, how the materia is like tied into the story and all that kind of stuff. So I'm cool with it either way most of the time. But what about you?
It's a good question. I think I am cool with both. I don't have I'm mad that they have a customization system or certain things. But if I had to put a gun in my hand and say like, which one I'm leading 60-40 fixed role.
Gotcha.
Right. Now, again, don't hate the creative thing, but I feel like fixed role for me adds personality to the character, because it's like, okay, I remember when, let's talk Final Fantasy VII, like you see Barrett, okay, he's got the gun, he's doing the long range, you know what I'm saying? Clouds up close, you know what I'm saying? With the Punisher style and Final Fantasy VII Remake and stuff like that. Just little things that, I like the identity that the character is synonymous. Okay, that's the mage, that's the whatever. I'm trying to think about on the flip side with games that let you customize. Obviously, Materia is one. Obviously, we talk about Metaphor, right? We did the what you call it. You kind of make someone into something else, based on those stuff like that. Again, I like both. Like I said, if you put a gun in my head, I'll probably say fixed just a little edge, just a slight edge.
Yeah. All right, Cog, that's it. We're done, dude.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yes,
just
sir.
you and me here. Good stuff, man. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. I had to be summoned. I'd come through a summer sign.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's been a minute. But we're ready to get out of here. Cog, anything you want to say or promote, anything like that before we go?
No, shout out to everybody, like I said, on Duke, LSM fam, awesome. Obviously, shout out all those podcast fam that showed up for the New York Game Awards, stuff that we've been promoting and doing things and kind of helping underserved youth get into, these programs for games careers and journalism as well. And I'm super proud to be a part of that because, one thing, unfortunately, Brad, you West Coast guys, you got all the programs, you got all the game studios. Us New Yorkers, man, we're struggling. So
weird. New York is such a big city in the world. It's like,
yeah, bro.
There's stuff there, but not as much as you'd think, maybe.
Yeah, we got Rockstar, we got Take-Two, but the problem is it's just there's no tax breaks to let like a studio, you know what I'm saying, like come through and that we're doing. We're starting to see more develop. Ball Pit, New York, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like we're starting to see it change and legislation and stuff like that go towards that. So that's cool. Love supporting that kind of stuff. And then obviously being on a panel, to actually honor developers. I'm pro developer. I always like giving them their flowers. So it's always cool to be a part of that. So doing Game Awards and all things that we'll be doing with that this week is cool. And then shout out to Tom Henderson and the crew with the Lords After Dark thing that we've kind of done with them with Insider Gaming was pretty cool. I appreciate people's support. They like loose Cog and loose Lords, and we get a little more spicy in there. It's just one topic, but we really kind of get to dive deep. So appreciate the support there. And then I have to make a promise. Got to keep my word in 2026. I keep promising, Brad, but it has not happened. But Brad has to be in the realm.
Oh, yeah. We'll find a time.
Yeah. So we're going to pick a date, pick a time. It has to go down. We always do our Defining Duke stuff, hopefully without no bad news. But we got to dive deep in the realm with Brad and get his gaming history and do stuff. Because we got to really take you through the process. And I hope you come through and have some fun. So I'll try to get that done. Maybe once we get more Fable information and stuff like that. That'll probably be a good time. Yeah, afterwards. So we'll figure it out. But I appreciate everybody in the realm. Appreciate the great write-ins. Always a lot of fun doing the show with you, Brad, when I have time. And LSM fans, stand up. Summertime. This was fun.
Yep. All right, everybody. We're out of here. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching and listening. Peace. Summon Sign is a product of Last Stand Media and Collins Last Stand LLC and is proudly recorded in the USA. The show is written and hosted by me, Brad Ellis. The show is produced by Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Narvaez. Summon Sign, along with the rest of Last Stand's media shows, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer level on Patreon, our highest tier, and we are grateful for your kind contribution and generosity to our independent endeavor. Thank you.